Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone Live Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror episode 4 panel. Welcome, everybody. We have Blue Bonnet and Jason Scott with us. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
And we've got the Rabbi from another planet.
Hello.
And, of course, we've got a special guest with us tonight. We've got the Gorminator. I was on a cast with him. Eddie Ascaro, and then he joined us a couple of nights ago. So we have him back as a special guest. So we'll do as we always do. We'll talk about the good points. We'll talk about the bad points. Then we'll give the episode a bit of a rating. Well, an overall, we give the episode and the acting kind of an overall rating. We will do that as well. But I'm going to read out a tweet first because personally, I think this tweet actually sums up this episode, right? In a couple of words, this tweet actually sums it up. And it's from Eddie Ascaro, believe it or not. Now, as you know, Eddie is a bit less militant than myself. And, he's always come into Doctor Who with a more open mind. And it's, it's actually weird because of all the people that I get on with Eddie because you know me, I'm so militant. I'm like, but when Eddie says something, I listen to him because I respect Eddie. But this tweet to me sums up this episode, and I want to know if you guys in the chat actually agree with me, and let's see what the panel actually say. Right. So this is what Eddie wrote during the episode. He wrote this at 7:52. So the episode was what? There was about 10 minutes left, 18 minutes left. They could have saved a fortune and set Jodie on a chair to just tell this story. It's literally been 40 minutes of expulsion, no jeopardy, no drama, no tension, no character development, no reason or logic. Shy in a nice box. And that's exactly the way I feel after watching that episode. I have to agree with them 100% with that. Right, let's get to the panel. Let's try be positive here. So who would like to talk about the good things in this episode? Blue Bonnet, we'll start with you first.
Tesla and the actor that played Edison, to me, they were top notch. I enjoyed the way they reacted to each other. That was entertaining. Right now, other than the creatures that from the ship, whatever that creature is, like Arachnos creature, they're little creatures that I guess her babies were. That was interesting. That was kind of cool. But other than that, I that was really the positives for me, and the rest of it was just like Eddie Ascaro said. Pretty much, there's no jeopardy, there's no tension. I was bored, but that's really the positives for me. I mean, I wish there was more.
Yeah. Jason? I mean, you last week, I have to get this in actually, because last week you were actually saying about the dialogue, about how bad it actually was last week. I would actually have to say, I don't know if you agree with me, because I wanted to actually, this is why I was hoping you were on tonight. I actually thought the dialogue was actually worse this week. There was a couple of scenes we spoke before we came live. I said the one, for example, when Tesla sent the signal and Yaz kind of turns to him and goes, "Are you serious? Well, what do you expect him to do? He's a scientist. He's an inventor. That's what he does. He's curious." I was kind of like, who's writing this? And then we found out then, obviously, Blue Bonnet informs us it was actually written by someone that does children's programs. So what was good in it for you, and what did you think of the dialogue?
Personally, I thought the guys, the actors who played Tesla and Edison, I thought they were quite acceptable. I mean, I really enjoyed Tesla's role. I thought his acting was, I get a passing grade for that. I thought Edison did a fair job. I also thought the production values were good. Really good production values overall. I mean, you do have the queen ant or whatever, the queen spider, whatever character that is. I mean, that could have used some serious work. They should have rethought that. But other than that, I thought the production values were very good. I thought you asked about the dialogue. I mean, I didn't. I thought there were points where the dialogue really foundered quite a bit. But I was, but there were times when I heard, like Tesla's character speak, or when Edison spoke. I wasn't just angry. I thought, well, okay, I mean, their characters, as opposed to some of the characters in the last episode, it just every time you turn around, I mean, I was just, frothing at the mouth practically at some of the stupid dialogue. Just every time I turned around, and I didn't get as much of that. Like I didn't feel myself getting as angry over the dialogue. Yeah, there were points when I thought it was just dumb for sure. But Edison's character and Tesla's character, I thought when they spoke, it wasn't awful. I thought it was okay. The other than that, I mean, we'll get into the negatives, but yeah, I would leave it at production. Tesla, I thought Graham was okay as usual. He was all right. I mean, he wasn't exceptional, but he was okay. See, is there anything else? I'm going to leave it at that. I can't really, off the top of my head, those are the things that really got my attention. There's definitely a lot more negative, though, than positive for sure.
Just before we get the two other guys on for their opinion, I've just gotten a couple of super chats here to read out. So jump top with a 5 UK pound super chat. Welcome to the Fandom Minutes Dr. Woke review on the Tardis Zone. Thank you for that super chat. We really appreciate it. Where's the other one? I can't believe this one here, actually. This popped up on the screen. I was like, wow. Oh, by the way, Conor McGregor kicked Cowboys' ass last night. I just wanted to throw that out there. I know it has no relevance to most people, but it was a mauling. Holy shit. I've never seen that like it. If you don't watch UFC, I tell you, it was a good fight. I don't like him personally, but that was a good beat. Where's this super chat? It's disappeared.
I have it if you want to read it.
Have you got it there?
Yeah, it says,
Go on, read it out.
love your reviews, news and panels. And we love you. That's Lisa Grimato. If I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize.
I'll put it up on the screen there. So thank you for that super chat. $29.99 Australian. 22.99. Where am I getting it? Australian dollars, if I'm right. Yeah, thank you for that. Really appreciate it. Right, guys, let's get your opinions. Who wants to go next? Rabbi?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I kept watching this episode thinking, I gotta remember when I see something that's good. I gotta, and I was like, I was searching. Oh my god. Okay, the only thing I came up with was I preferred the blue TARDIS to the normal TARDIS. But that's about it. It's just I mean, I remember when it started, it didn't have a cold opening, and I was just going, yeah. The good thing about the cold opening was no matter how if you have a bad theme tune, like with Capaldi, you had a bad theme tune, and like at least with the cold opening, it has like going on before you get that like awful like synthesizer. This thing straight into bliss, just sucks. Just horrible.
I honestly don't know what to say about the episode myself. I just found myself as I did during Series 11 getting disinterested. And I know people are gonna like this episode because some liked Orphan 55. I just can't get my head around it. I mean, as people's I don't know quality is quality the right words? Do they not expect quality programming anymore, because this isn't quality programming. I mean, I think BBC has had its day. I think Doctor Who's had its day. Gorman, what did you?
Where to start? I'll get the positives out of the way first. Production design, fantastic.
Yeah.
The sets, the costumes, the lighting, the cinematography, all brilliant.
Yeah.
That's it. The guest stars were pretty decent. Better than the main cast, I must say.
Yeah.
But everything else felt like they got an episode from RTD season 2, chucked it in a blender, chopped it up, put it back together without the faintest idea of what RTD was doing.
Yes.
It was warmed over, lazy, embarrassing, condescending nonsense, as a lot of stuff has been from Kibnall. I can see why people may well have thought it was a step in the right direction. But after the first 5 minutes, I'm like, no, it's been done better. It was done better 12 years ago.
I mean,
All
even
the
when
production
Jodie appeared on the
inside.
screen, it was awful, wasn't it? As soon as she popped into the scene, it would just, it lost it. I don't know what it is, but when she enters the room, and it's just the way she enters the room. And may I add, the Scarlet face was back with a vengeance this week. She just had this thing of making faces. I don't know what it is. I'm relying on the screwdriver again. Another one of Chibnall's. Right, that is actually, we're getting into the bad. Let's just talk about what was really awful about this. I will actually agree with everybody that the supporting cast was better than the main cast. But I want to actually talk about the main cast. Now, Manip Gill has been given more to do, right?
Yeah, that's not good for her.
No, because it's actually shown. That's what I was going. The point I was going to make was she actually shown how bad of an actress she actually is. She belongs on Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks is her level, right? So go back to Hollyoaks. She's no business of being in Doctor. I would say the same about Tolson Cole. Actually, Yasmin Khan just kept stating the obvious all the time during this episode. Annoying as a character. Actually annoying as an actress. You could see she's no ability. Tolson Cole just doesn't look like he gives a crap anymore. We've been saying that for a few weeks now. He definitely doesn't. Bradley Walsh is another shining light again. He didn't get much to do, but when he did, Blue Bonnet will touch on some things that she didn't like about Graham this week. Actually, we will talk about that, Blue Bonnet, because you did say something after. You didn't like the way Graham carried on this week, or some of the language that he used, or
I didn't like the way he talked to Edison at all. I don't like the way they're trying to turn his character into a condescending jerk. I mean, it annoyed me, and as an American, it just seemed like he was really trying to, I don't know, like just crap on the Americans this week, and it's like, I'm not amused.
Well, he did it last year, didn't he? With
they did
with the Donald Trump reading wannabe. Yeah.
It's like way to kind of piss off your American fans. Right. Good job, Chibnall.
Do you think they were trying to emulate Donald Trump with Edison?
I kind of mentioned that to my husband. I said, "Do you see any kind of similarities to Donald Trump there?" Because maybe I'm just like being so critical. I don't want to be that person where I try to see things that aren't really there, but because you can start doing that, and I'm trying not to do that.
I think they're just doing it as much as they can. It's like, oh, we can get away with that.
But I didn't like Graham in this episode at all. I mean, and usually he's the highlight, but he just seemed like a condescending jerk.
Yeah, obviously I do get what you're saying. I actually thought he was okay in this episode, but again, that's saying something. You know what I mean? I can see from your point of view as well. I mean, some of the dialogue in it, as I said, is just, I don't know. Look, they didn't bash Tesla as much as I thought they were going to anyway, right? Which is a good thing. But can someone explain to me something, right? Because in the last couple of episodes, right? Because there's something I noticed, right? And tell me if I'm being overcritical here. But she mind wiped all the other people, but she didn't mind wipe anybody in this episode. And they saw aliens. Right?
They saw the Tardis.
Made the point as well. They started off on the train. Where was the Doctor's TARDIS? The TARDIS appeared. You know what I mean? The TARDIS just appeared in the lab. Where was the TARDIS? Was the TARDIS on the train? We didn't get to see that. Like what? I just.
And how do they get on the train? So 1 minute Tesla's giving this and then suddenly they're like, what? How? What? I fell asleep a lot during this episode, and I had to go back and watch it again.
Right.
It was really painful. But oh my god! So did I miss something?
It was on speed again.
Very lazy.
Oh.
It was on speed like last week.
Yeah,
and that annoys me because I like the let's kind of slowly get into it. I mean, classic.
Well,
watcher.
I thought the pacing was a little better than
Yeah, it
Still
was
Life.
better, but it's
better. I'm
still
not
like
saying it was
it
perfect,
jumped
but
right in again.
They lopped out certain parts, like Rabbi was pointing out. You don't see certain things which are pivotal to understanding what's going on in this. But I thought the pacing was a little better. It didn't feel like it was some harebrained thrown together. I mean, at least it was comprehensible to some degree.
Yeah.
But in regards to like the mind wiping there and not here, you're not going to get any consistency from this era of Doctor Who.
No,
it's not going to make sense. It doesn't make sense inside the episode, let alone week to week. Who cares? I mean, they don't care.
And I know the mainstream Doctor Who fans will have no problem with that. But as a long-term fan, they're the type of things that Chris Chibnall should be getting right. I'm sorry, but if you don't get those things right, well, then what you put on the paper and what you put on screen means absolutely nothing to me, because it doesn't make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense to you as a long-term Doctor Who fan, well, then you're not doing your job. Okay? Yes, Moffat gives us things to figure out. I don't mind having to figure things out. We all like intelligent sci-fi. But this is not even sci-fi. It's not even intelligent. There is no tension. I agree with Jason. The pacing was a little bit better than that, but that's even saying a lot. This series 12 has been absolutely awful. Awful. It's a rip-off. The whole series is a rip-off of things that came before in the past. There's all elements of all different things. Everybody has said it. It's all mashed together. He's brought back all the villains, and then bang. And I heard something tonight before I come on here. I've been sworn to secrecy, but all I'll just say is that the surprises may not be over yet. There's one more surprise to come if this latest rumor is true, but I can't say it because I have been sworn to secrecy. But if it does happen, I'm totally pissed off. And not only that, it'll be the final nail in the coffin. You know what? Last week broke me. This week I just wanted to turn off, but I forced myself to watch it. But each week I just can't do.
It's like drinking rat poison.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what the ratings are. I cannot wait to see what the ratings are tomorrow. So they're going to take such a hit from last week. But like last week was just like the first like major damn to go. This whoever tuned in this week will go, nah. I mean, what they're going to get down to? Like 1.5 million a night? I don't know. It's so freaking awful. I'm just trying to like, what's the first awful thing I went, oh god, it's when she walks on. She's just she's a vortex of charisma.
I want to turn it off as soon as she enters the scene.
Yeah.
That's horrible that you feel that way. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Actually, no, you know what? I remember when I was about halfway through, she's in the TARDIS with that little green ball thing, and she's talking away, lecturing. I hear myself saying to myself, God, I hate her so much. And then when I was watching it again, like just going to catch up the bits I missed, I involuntarily said the same thing at exactly the same time. God, I just hate her so much. It just came out. I didn't even realize I was repeating myself. I thought I was having deja vu.
That's the thing. That's the thing, is no matter how, even like I say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do. They could have the greatest writers, the greatest production, the greatest whatever. They could have a story that anyone would kill for, and that here she is, and she's like a wrecking ball. She is like a wrecking ball. Just friggin' right through the entire thing. She comes on the scene. She comes flapping through with her big floppy shoes. I mean, she really, she has no business. Anytime she is in an episode, which is going to be every episode until the end of this series, it doesn't matter. She's just going to ruin it. The episode's going to suck. Yeah, how can you can't even give it a passing grade because of her. Every other element could be in line. She would ruin it. So it's kind of pointless. What is the point? Seriously, as long as she's in it, it's over. It's like a knockdown. Yeah. It's down for the count. The whole episode, all of it.
Well, she fits in perfectly. I think she fits in perfectly because the episodes are also awful as well.
Yeah, but even if they weren't, let's say everything else was great, she would just, as long as she's in it, she's going to ruin it. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
A good example would be Spyfall. There was good elements to that.
Well, we could sit here talking about how the supporting cast was awesome, the story was awesome, everything was awesome. This was it's a 10 across the board, and then we get down to what do you think of the episode as a whole? 0. Zero, absolutely 0. Why? Oh well, I wonder.
Nicholas Horton with a £2 super chat says they rehashed the Arachnos Queen costume. That's what I mean. Even like everybody even said it.
But they did it
when they seen
badly.
that image, is it the Arachnos Queen? Everybody thought it was the Arachnos Queen, and to hear that it was actually a different species. What was it again? See, I can't.
The
It was stupid.
Skithra or something.
Yeah,
I don't want to say
wasn't
what
even paying attention.
Yeah, I won't say what I called it. But
Jesus. Have the panel here the latest rumor. Look, I'm going to dispel this rumor. Zoe Weber is not the timeless child. Okay, people are going around with this ridiculous rumor that Zoe Weber
that would really
is the
be
timeless child. Chloe Weber, the one that was in Fairhorn.
Oh God,
Chloe
I hate
Weber
that
is not
episode.
The timeless child. Okay, we told you on this channel what we think the timeless child is. Eddie was on when he told us. Right, the timeless child is going to be Jodie Whittaker. She's playing dual roles. It's not Chloe Weber, and it'd be stupid. You bring back the girl from Fairhorn for what? What? It doesn't even make any sense. Why did you bring her back?
Oh, such about it.
It would make sense in the Chris Chibnall era. Let's not forget it was a girl that was abused by her father. So that's the kind of thing that Chibnall likes to do. So we probably will make her the timeless child.
Right.
Really.
Makes no sense. She's a human child. It was established she was a human child. So there's no way that you're telling me now that the timeless child is somehow Time Lords, Gallifreyans are human. If he's doing that storyline,
don't tempt him.
Oh Jesus!
One second, I just want to show you something. You think this villain compares to the Arachnos, but the Arachnos was actually awesome. Here, look at the action.
Yeah.
Figure. This action figure is freaking incredible.
No, I agree with you. The Arachnos is brilliant.
It missed out all the good bit.
I know. Look at that.
Oh.
It looked like a tire on this one side. Like
it was a cut-off tire. That's what it was.
That's exactly what I said.
From 84. What the hell?
It's a Goodyear tire.
They're using a Michelin for the armor or the side.
Yeah.
The side belt.
I did like, but I forgot to mention this though. I will say this. I did like the line that Tesla said where he goes, they can have the present, but the future is mine. I did like that line. I thought that was a nice line. I was actually surprised he didn't get bashed because I thought he was going to be bashed. He wasn't really bashed that much, but there was a few scenes where Yaz and the Doctor actually irritated me. The way they spoke to him personally.
When did Yaz become as smart as the Doctor's supposed to be with her scientific talk with Tesla? Yeah. She did that. What was it? In takes you away when she said reverse the polarity of the neutron flow, which annoyed me. So she's so I'm confused. I thought she was just a cop.
Yaz the scientist.
Yaz is everything because she's the bestest ever.
She's everything except a good cop.
It's like Jodie and Yaz are the smartest, and the rest of them are idiots. That's
well, there's a rumor that she's going to be converted into a cyber person. So I'm saying cyber person because, like, I'm just taking the piss.
We can only hope, maybe permanently.
She'll probably that'll be some great character development, and you never know. As a cyber person, Anik Gilman or Yaz, I should say,
she might get a personality.
Be a better actor.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Unless of a plank of wood.
But they literally just did that with Bill Potts.
Yeah,
they did that fantastically as well.
That was well done.
Why would you repeat one of the greatest hits from like a minute ago?
Because it's Chibnall.
If I was Moffat, and that does happen, I would say something. I'd say, why are you basically ripping off my idea and making it shit version of my idea? I would. I'd call him out. Yeah. Someone needs to call him out on this bullshit.
Moffat's not going to do that.
No, he won't.
He's got too much class for that.
Exactly, but someone needs to call him out. Whether it's a newspaper report or whatever, someone needs to start calling this crap out. This was bad.
That's why we're here. That's why the Fandom Menace exists. Because nobody else will.
Right.
Look, all I'll say is if you suffer from any mental health or any other heart condition or something like that, and you're a long-term Doctor Who fan, I would suggest that you do not watch this, right? My medication for you is to go back and watch RTD's era, or some of Moffat's era, or even go all the way back to Classic Who, or Big Finish, or read some of the Target books. Do not touch this. Do not watch this series. I'm serious.
I don't know what you're talking about. This
I don't
know what you're talking about, Noel. This show's good for your health. You know, you can't get you just can't get better programming anywhere else. You're insane.
Right, man. This thing. What can you say now when it comes to the award season? Now it'll be interesting to actually see how many awards they actually throw this crap up for this time.
Has she ever won any? Has she ever won an award?
Zero.
She's never won a single award.
A participation award in Canada.
I think she won one award in her whole career. I think there was one. So,
Garmin, now where do you? I mean, after this week is right. We're four episodes in, so we're just near the midpoint now, right? And I think what I'll do is for the midpoint, after we do a panel review next Sunday, say maybe during the week when everybody's available, we'll come back for another panel and we do a mid-series review of the whole lot of the episodes, and we'll talk about what has happened so far. But for me, so far, it's been absolutely rubbish, right? We've had one, as I said, one decent episode, and the rest that have followed, in my opinion, are awful, right? That's just me. Some people might like one better than the other, fair enough. But 3 for me after that have been completely awful, right? We've got the Judoon next week, right? So we'll be midway through. I don't see this getting better, but I'm going to ask you guys, can they recover this series? Can they recover this series? Because as far as I'm concerned, Doctor Who is dead in the water now. So can they recover?
No, they can't.
This series?
They don't have the skill for that.
Of course not.
They don't have the capability. It's they've got all the ingredients there for a good series of Doctor Who, but the current showrunner, the selection of writers, and the actors, they don't have the basic skill to even make this engaging to a 10-year-old. Never mind old-fashioned fans. And it's been thrown together like paint against the wall. You see what sticks and hope that people will tune in like mindless zombies and give them a round of applause. The show should be better than that. Much better than that.
It is. I just don't know what to say. I don't know if anybody can see it on my face, really, but I'm actually really gutted for this show because it should be better. They have a gem. They have a gem. They really do. I keep saying this. And I agree with Garmin there. It just needs a couple of the right elements in place, and we would have one of the best shows on TV.
It's so close. It's not that they just don't have the skill. They don't have the will either. They don't want to make it. They don't care. And it's like they don't even have the drive. They don't have to make it good because they got the money. They're getting the plaudits no matter what. We realized last week they can put anything on screen and they're going to get the Jodie Books going. It's the best Doctor Who ever. Like anything can go on screen, as we saw tonight. Oh God!
Well, you know the issue is that it's bad casting. It's bad choice in writers. Look, all the way around, they've picked people that are a bad fit. I wouldn't hire a plumber to fix my teeth. You know, and that's exactly what they're doing in this case.
Would we hire any of the TARDIS team, to be honest with you? I know we say Bradley Walsh is not bad, but in Doctor Who's would we actually be like happy with Bradley Walsh as a companion as Doctor Who fans? Let's be realistic here. No, we wouldn't really, right? It wouldn't.
It'll be interesting.
He would with the right doctor. It'd be great. It's just
he'll become like Wilf, you know, like Wilf was fun.
Well, look, they hired Nardal.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what you are all saying, and he's good, but he's not at the level that he's still not a great companion, though. All he says is doc this and doc that. He doesn't really. He's not doing.
Yeah, but look what they're giving him to work with.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the material they're giving him to work with.
The other two are worse, right? They're actually getting worse. But here's the thing, man. Eva's getting some stuff to do, but she's worse. Graham, Bradley Walsh and Tolson Cole now are suffering now because You can see that he's trying to give Yaz some character arc, but she's just proved, man. It's just proved she's not good enough. She's Hollyoaks level. Bradley Walsh, I'm sorry, I'd have to disagree with you all. I don't think he would be a companion that any of us would ever have thought of before until he was mentioned with Jodie Whittaker. I don't think he would have ever come into anybody's heads. I think the fact that he has done okay with the material that he has, people have said, yeah, well, maybe if, you know what I mean? But I don't think so. I don't think if his name was out, nobody would never have mentioned his name.
Probably not, but how many people would have really picked the dude who plays Nardole to play Nardole? I mean, if they had never seen him in the role.
Well, he was famous. In England, he was famous.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I wouldn't pick that guy to be a companion, famous or not. I still wouldn't go, wow, now that's a good choice.
He's more well known than Bradley Walsh. Like, Bradley Walsh did The Chase. He was known for The Chase, but he's not stellar. Like, he's not, you know, he's done Law and Order and stuff, but he's not.
Look, let me make this point. Will Smith in America is one of the biggest movie stars there is. Everyone knows him. I wouldn't pick him to play a companion. I don't care how big you are. My point is, I don't care how big you are. My point is, if I can't see you as a companion unless you're actually in the role, I'm probably not going to vote you in.
Fair point.
Although I can see Bradley Walsh as being a good companion with Missy. They did like a Missy series with Bradley Walsh as the companion. I'd watch that.
If they rewrote Bradley Walsh's dialogue and actually gave him something worth saying and actually put him in a position where he was with a decent actor as the Doctor, I think the contrast between the two, you would actually you might feel a little differently. I mean, I can't say that for sure, but my presumption is maybe it's a little premature to say that. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe it might be a bit premature because I haven't really seen him. You know, look at what he's given to work with. I mean, he's, they're giving him the same garbage that they're giving Tulsa. He's just, he's making a silk purse out of a sow's ear. You know, I mean, because he's really not. He's just a good. Huh? Was that?
I think it's a case of Whittaker dragging everyone down.
Yeah.
You know, she's awful, and anyone that tries to be good around her gets sucked into this vacuum of talent and charisma.
But that can't happen, can't it? Because they
wants to perform with everyone.
Yeah, they say like actors like Daniel Day-Lewis, anybody that works with him, they elevate their performance because they want to, aspire to be him. That's what I mean. The lead actor for Doctor Who has to inspire everybody around her. Though she's the one that's supposed to be giving them all a lift. When she ups her performance, they will up their performance. You know what I mean? But again, I do agree with Jason to a certain extent. They're right, and look at the material they are given. But all I'm just saying is I don't think Bradley Walsh would have been even mentioned as a companion ever in their psyche. It's just the fact that
probably not. No.
I'm not saying it might not happen down the line, but I just don't see it. I don't see. This is what I mean. There's just too many elements wrong for me. Too many companions. Lead actress out of our depth. We've got a showrunner who hasn't got a clue what he's doing, and he's brought in writers that clearly don't know what they're doing either. And by the way, did you get the throwaway line about when the Rachnos rip-off Queen says to the Doctor about what would you know about planets being destroyed? That was the story.
Right. That was the story arc for the day.
So just in case anybody says, the J-Bot say, oh, but there was a story arc. We just mentioned that, but that's how intelligent Chris Chibnall is. A little throwaway line like that is supposed to be some character development for some plot development for this Gallifrey being destroyed thing. It was just, look, I was bored crap. I just bored.
Right, I fell asleep a lot of the times. Who was the actress from the Sarah Jane Adventures in this one? Who did she play?
Haven't a clue. And you know what? Don't really care.
I guess it must have been the Rachnos one.
I'm trying to think what happened in the episode. All I know, there was this big tower thing. Had to try destroy the ship. But Jodie, being the incompetent Doctor again, didn't realise that the Queen was actually off the ship being a tick again. That's another thing, Rabbi, you brought up actually last week, was the way that Chris Chibnall intentionally writes this Doctor dumb. He done it again this week anyway, didn't he? He didn't disappoint there.
No. Oh, my God. there's just nothing good about it. There's just no reason to watch this show. I thought the ratings from last week would take a hit. I think this is going to. I think we're going to see a greater drop off than we were seeing. We were seeing like a 3,000 or 4,000 viewer drop off. I think it's going to up to like 6,000 or 7,000. It's just like who is this for? They're putting this on the prime time, and why would you show anybody this?
This is a show for people that like to do other stuff while they're watching television.
No,
this is what this
show
has
for
become now.
librarians, so they can play for this is a show that librarians can buy the DVD sets to put in the library because it's so woke. That's what it's for, people to feel good about themselves, that they put their daughter in front of it to watch them so they'll grow up and be a scientist. That's what it's for. It's for people living in house and garden suburbs.
Well, I know what it's not for.
It's in a $10 million house. That's
definitely not for definitely not for anger management, because I'll tell you, it's not working for me. I mean, seriously.
Gorman, I'll let you have the last word there, because I know you have to head off. And listen, just before you do head off, I'd just like to thank you for coming on tonight. And if you want to come on during the week or next Sunday, you're more than welcome.
Oh, thanks very much. Listen, I appreciate you guys having me. As I said to Eddie in his show the other night, these fan shows are what's actually keeping the thing going just now. You know, it's a kind of small beacon of, you know, kind of old school Who fans, whether it be from, you know, the Moffat RTD era or the classic era, that actually give a damn about the show, not just about whatever issues getting, you know, waved in front of the screen that particular week. For me, it's just really disappointing the way the BBC have handled this. They wanted to improve after season 11, and all I've left is a Frankenstein monster of a show that's part RTD, part Chucklevision, part... You know, the Chuckle Brothers should turn up and communicate to you and have more charisma and presence in Whittaker.
Only one of the Chuckle Brothers is alive, though, but we could get Jodie Whittaker to be his sidekick, because she is a Chuckle bleeding.
The one that's passed away would be a better doctor than Whittaker, because it's embarrassing.
It is.
I hope that the remainder of the season turns out to be better than this. I'm not holding my breath, but you know what? I'm a fan. I'll tune in, but we all deserve better.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's getting tough each week, though, isn't it? I mean, like we all kind of text each other while the episode is on, and I do watch Eddie's thread as well and reply back to him as well. You could just see it, the passion and the lifeblood of every Whovian, and I mean proper Whovian that's been watching this show and loves this show. You could just see the passion draining out of them. It's sad. You're watching the show actually die in front of your eyes each week.
Right. Again, this was the first week where I could really have said, yeah, I could live without this. I could do something. There's a first, I've never been able to say that before. It's never been like a possibility that I could not watch. This one, if I wasn't doing the channel, I wouldn't. And now tomorrow I got to sit down in the morning and I got to go through document this episode so I can give it over. How am I gonna? My God, I'm not even monetized.
I was supposed to do individual reviews of these episodes myself, and I can't. I'm not doing it. I'd rather just do these panels because I could say what I could say on the panel. I just haven't got the heart to go and review this again. No, I can't even watch it a second time.
Oh.
Right, let me see. I have a message there. Okay, Gorminator has to leave us. Listen, mate, thanks for coming on anyway. We really appreciate it.
Bye, Gorminator.
Nice meeting you.
Cheers, guys.
We'll have you on again soon, mate. I'll see you later.
Bye. Cheers, buddy.
See you later, bud. Now, right, let's get back to this. Oh, Jesus. I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, it's just lost its magic.
Have we started on the bad?
Oh, yeah. Really?
There's nothing really good to say. I can't even if there was some good at it, I just can't bring myself to say that they are good, because it's not Doctor. It's not
her. It's her. She sucks every good thing out of Doctor Who. She's like a vacuum of suck. of just horrible suckage, and it's oh my god.
See, here's the thing.
I hate this woman. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. RTD and Moffat do have bad episodes, right?
Yeah.
The difference is though, is those bad episodes still felt like you were watching Doctor Who. When you watch this now, it's like as if we've all been transported to a parallel universe. It's called Doctor Who, but it's not Doctor Who. It's not. There's no elements of Doctor Who in this anymore. He's completely taken everything good out of the show and replaced it with this garbage. He's just.
It's worse than a parallel universe. It's hell.
We've got 6 more episodes of this crap to them.
Well, it's really kind of like, it's sort of, you basically have the trappings of Doctor Who. You got the TARDIS, you got, the theme song, but it's kind of like a parody though.
It's not, it's not just a parody. It's like, I'm serious, man. Did we get transported to a parallel universe?
Yeah, it's not a good one, is it?
No, this is not.
I'm going to Planet the Nymphomaniacs instead. I'm going to be transported.
I just don't know what to do.
This is what happens when you let people, who have no business casting and hiring writers do that sort of thing for a specific genre. This is a perfect example of what not to do and why those people should be fired. They should, whoever's doing the casting, whoever decided Chibnall would be a good choice, they should really be fired.
Oh my God, so many people should be fired.
I already know. Piers Wenger, if you're watching, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Hand your bosses your P45, and then your bosses then hand their bosses their P45 for hiring you in the first place, and then Chris Chibnall can go because he hired Jodie Whittaker, and she could be fired as well. You get rid of the whole, look at this is not, I don't care what anybody says, I am done. I'll do the reviews, but I'm done with this show now until they change. I've had enough of watching this show be belittled every week, and that's exactly what's happening. I'm watching all those men's legacy being destroyed right now. Every week, every single one of us that watch this, that's exactly what's happening. We're watching their legacy being destroyed in front of our faces, and it's fucking horrible.
So what did you not like about this episode?
Everything.
Oh, you know what? There's so much to dislike. Let's try and focus. Let's try and pinpoint actual things. So now, let's try and work out what was worse and work backwards.
Right. I thought the Scorpions, for example, in the photograph stills that we got, were so much better than they were in the episode. The CGI, in my opinion, was actually rubbish.
But even they were great compared to the villain that led them.
Thing. That was a joke, right? Tesla, I didn't like Edison. He comes across as I thought they put him across as a dickhead. We all know he was a dickhead anyway, so I'm glad they portrayed him like a dickhead. The good thing that I did like, as I said, he didn't bash Tesla, but every time Yaz spoke to him, it was like as if she was being condescending or she had something to say. And like that line, because that does annoy me, because he's an inventor and a scientist, and for her to turn around and say, oh, so you sent him a signal. You did what? Like giving out to him because he's a scientist. Like he likes.
What is he supposed to do?
Well, how was he supposed to know he wasn't supposed to do that? How was he supposed to know that?
Well, your curiosity—that's what humans do.
Right.
Right. But I'm saying, how is he supposed to know? Like she acts like, dude,
like
you were so stupid. Like what were you thinking? Like, well, I didn't know. Like, how the hell am I supposed to know?
Yeah, but you're a scientist curiosity. You know
Well, I get that, but I mean, had he known, I'm sure he would have. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that, but he didn't know. It's just like you said. His scientific curiosity obviously was at play. So anyway,
this is the time we actually need Clara to come slap the doctor and Yaz.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Oh my God.
This is the time that
I can't believe you're gonna be yearning for Clara.
Just for a cameo. I'd be all for that.
You know, at this stage, right, if Clara was to come back, I mean, could you please? I don't need you to keep saying shh. I know, just let me say my point. I know I'm emotional, but you don't need to keep saying shh. The background's annoying me. I'm upset right now. fucking show has gone to shit, like, and like we're sitting here trying to wonder why it's gone to shit, and I just can't do this anymore. This is not what it was supposed to be. Oh, why have I done this to myself? Serious, why? Why did I even do this to myself? I should have just, you know what? I should have just walked away. Serious 11, I should have just walked away.
Oh, okay. Let's try and rephrase. Why don't we imagine a parallel universe where they had a Tesla episode which was good? Who would play that Doctor in that episode?
Peter Capaldi.
Yes.
Would be absolutely perfect.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole time I was watching it. I was like, I need my 12th Doctor right now.
Yeah, or Paul McGann. Those three doctors.
How about any of the classic Doctors other than friggin' her?
Even the ones I don't care for. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, they would have worked. Troughton, Hart. I'm going through all of them right now. They would all work.
Awesome.
Oh man, like every Doctor would be able to pull this off. Other than Jodie
And I think
Whittaker.
that's what makes it so hard for me is because of that. I can't get into it because I don't like her.
No, what makes it so hard for me is I watch her come on the scene and she tries to command the scene as if people are supposed to give her respect and treat her like she's, like she's this all-knowing 900-year-old alien who knows everything, all wise and weathered. And I'm just wondering, like, you don't have you don't command the scene. If I saw you in real life, I would be thinking, who the hell are you again?
Who cares?
Yeah, like why the hell should I listen to you? But yeah, you're the quote unquote doctor. You
right.
can't explain.
That's the one thing that made sense in the episode when Tesla said, "I'm not going to give it to you."
Right.
What, the little green bally thing.
Like, I was actually about ready to start clapping.
No.
Good for him.
I mean, when the episode started, I was engaged a little bit. I mean, I was curious. I watched the
until
first.
She came on.
Well, the first
exactly.
When
5 minutes when we saw her.
When Tesla was talking, I thought, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then he gets chased down into wherever the basement or whatever. And then who comes on the scene and just like a wrecking ball, just ruins it. Just steamrolls over everything.
Your face is like this for the first few minutes because you're genuine. I agree with Jason. You are interested in the first few minutes because it does look like an interesting story. You're there. Okay, this actually might be good, right? And then she just blunders it, and I mean, she really just blunders in, and the whole thing just falls flat.
This bumbling idiot, this bumbling nitwit comes, just flopping through the scene, and and this genius is supposed to act like he's got some, like he's supposed to care.
I mean, this is Tesla we're talking about.
Jesus Christ! And she's supposed to save Tesla. This idiot who only knows how to use a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, badly, by the way.
Oh, it wasn't how long when she came on before she had to use a sonic screwdriver?
How many times did she have to use it in that episode? What was it, like 6, 7 times?
Did you count?
Yeah.
I didn't.
And she tried to use it on the train. The screwdriver doesn't work on wood, Jodie Whittaker. I mean, Chris Chibnall. Have you not checked Moffat and RTD scripts? No.
Yeah, no, because Whittaker's sonic screwdriver is the bestest ever.
Because it's made of spoon.
Like everything's the best. Oh my god. We have to get that trending as a nickname. Jodie Whittaker Wrecking Ball. That's what she is.
Yeah, hashtag Wrecking Ball.
Hashtag
Wrecking Ball. Here's the thing though is Tosin Cole and Mandip Gill. I mean, I'm like Noel. They just rub me up the wrong way. But here's the thing. But here's the thing about it. Since they're not the main characters, I could probably overlook it to an extent. If it were a guy like Peter Capaldi in the lead, I would just say, well, I hate him, but at least we've got this guy who we trust. At least we know he's in control, and these stupid, these idiots, at least they're not in charge. They might act like they know a thing or two, but Capaldi always sets them straight. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I missed that, actually.
I could probably tolerate him if we had a guy like Capaldi commanding the scene. But the fact that she's in there and then you lump them in on top of it, it's just, oh my God. It's
like a big circus.
It's
Let's
just
be honest, right? Not one of them in the TARDIS team is good enough. And that includes Bradley Walsh. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's not TARDIS material, in my opinion. I don't think the rest of them are. Tolson is the one that kind of annoys me the most, though, because he had potential last year. I think
Yeah.
but he had some high points last year. He totally doesn't give a crap now, and it's coming across. Jodie Whittaker is just it's another job for her. You could see it. She's just acting to the best of her ability, but it's still not good enough.
I know. Let me ask you something. How many interviews have you seen with Tosin Cole?
Honestly,
One,
about
maybe
7 different interviews.
Yeah, and how many times did you see personality in the actual actor?
One. Just one.
This guy is so one-dimensional just as a person, and I don't mean to insult him personally, but no. I'm saying they hired the wrong guy because he's just you have to put yourself into the role. Well, he doesn't have anything to put into the role.
No. You bring a girl in from Hollyoaks as well. I mean, you have to look at everybody has to look at it this way, right? He's brought in a team of writers that have written soaps. He brings in people that have been involved in soaps. Now, Bradley Walsh was in a soap, Coronation Street, I think it was. Van Eep was in Hollyoaks. Tosin Cole, as far as I know, I think he was in something similar, something similar, right? So they've all been in soaps, right? Jodie Whittaker herself, the biggest show that she was probably in was probably Black Mirror, and that was one episode she was in. I know she was in Broadchurch, but she wasn't the big star. So all of these people that you've assembled as your TARDIS team, none of them really have a CV that you can go, wow, right? And you've all now, I know people make the point, well, Matt Smith didn't have much of a CV. The thing about it is, right, Jodie Whittaker is known. If you want to go for someone like that, you go for an unknown, someone that will surprise you, someone that you've never seen them in and will surprise you as you're watching it. Everybody knew as soon as Jodie Whittaker got the role, we all called it, because we seen her in Broadchurch. I've seen her in Attack the Block. I've seen her in that episode of, obviously, Black Mirror. I've seen her in a lot of stuff. She acts the same way. So yeah, she's just one dimensional. So
she's just playing herself, really.
Yeah, you have to be multi-dimensional. If that's not even the right word, but when you take this role on, you have to be able to.
There has to be a range.
Oh, actually, you know what? If you're an interesting person, you can play that. Tom Baker, interesting guy. I want to see more of him. You know, if you're an awful virtual signaling social justice warrior, no, not so much.
I said this before. I said this Jordan Series 11, and it's still relevant to this day. I says, Jodie Whittaker has adapted the role to suit her, right? I always believe the actor that takes on the role of Doctor Who has to adapt themselves to that role, not the other way around. You don't adapt the role to suit yourself. You adapt to that role. There's a way that role has to be played. Yes, you can put your own personality in it, but you don't overdo it either. There's a way that the Doctor is played, and she doesn't play the Doctor the way the Doctor is supposed to be played. If anything, she's actually playing the Doctor opposite to what the Doctor is. The Doctor is clever and smart. Yes, the Doctor does get caught out on some occasions, but this Doctor just seems to get caught out in every bleeding episode we watch.
Yeah, and how would she know? How would she know which attributes to put into it since she's nary seen one episode herself?
Exactly, exactly, Jason. And that's the point. You must do. These are the requirements you must have to take this role, in my opinion. You have to do. Look, Matt Smith did it, and look how one. Now I know it's not Matt Smith is not Blue Bonnet's favorite, but she'll even admit he put his heart and soul into it, and you could see there was episode. I mean, he won me over in the very first episode. That speech at the end of 11th hour was absolutely powerful, man. I mean, basically, I'm the Doctor. Run. That was brilliant. That was just brilliant. He was brilliant, Doctor. He won me over. I wasn't even when he was cast. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
Replace David Tennant with this fella. Now, I thought David Tennant was a bit of an over actor, to be quite honest with you, but I still like his Doctor. But when they cast Matt Smith, I said, who the hell is this guy? I even remember saying at the time something about his chin and his nose. I thought, Jesus, man, he doesn't look like a Doctor type. And then remember they released the first photograph of his of the different costumes you were looking, and then there was a big backlash because it was like he was wearing a leather jacket and stuff, and we were like, oh, here, what? They're not going back to the leather jacket type. And then we got the tweed jacket with the bow tie and the short, and then when he said that speech, he won me over. But Jodie Whittaker has never done any of that. She's never went and done the research. She's never actually even embraced the fans, right? Embracing a couple of little girls here and there over the last couple of years is not good enough, in my opinion. Where are you? You should be at the Comic-Cons. You should be there greeting the fans, telling the fans how it feels to play this role. I don't want to be hearing her interviewing me, telling me how important this role is and how she's using it as a device to further all these bleeding social causes and all this crap. She doesn't understand the role, and that's why she will never be the Doctor for a lot of fans in this fandom, because she doesn't have what it takes, for starters, because she doesn't have the ability, but because she didn't do the proper research. She would have got fans behind her, I guarantee it. Right? If she had done the research, right, kept her mouth shut about all our feminist crap that she wanted to talk about, and actually concentrated on the role, she wouldn't be getting any grief at all. Yeah, we'd still be saying she's not good enough for the role, but we'd be concentrating on Chris Chibnall and his writing staff more. But she has done herself no favours. She's like a wrecking ball. She comes in every scene.
Yeah.
Somebody
flat.
make a meme.
So actually, I actually kind of want to do like a like poster for the season with her on a wrecking ball.
Yeah, like the Miley Cyrus wrecking ball.
Yeah, like mine's like have like Greta Thunberg with her or something. Like,
oh yeah.
as she destroys Doctor Who history with this
Chibnall riding it with her.
Yeah.
We have some artists in the live chat, I know. If there's any artists that would like to take on that challenge, and if you do, send us the photographs and I'll whack them up on the YouTube channel. Why not? I don't give a crap anymore. Look, I was right when she was cast. I said this. I said she was gonna absolutely destroy this show because she doesn't have the acting ability. I didn't think the writing was gonna be as bad as it was, but by God, Chris Chibnall has actually blown my expectations on that, because I never thought he'd actually be this bad. But Cyberwoman, Torchwood's episode should have been the warning for the BBC. It obviously wasn't. And yeah, this just feels like Cyberwoman each week, over and over again.
Well, you know, the writing obviously has had its very low points. I think episode 3, we'd all agree, is the lowest of the low. Yeah. But let's just, I mean, honestly, even aside from the writing, the weakest link in this entire thing, and the thing that makes me the angriest, is her. I just can't stand her. I've never wanted to strangle a character in a movie more than I've ever wanted to strangle her. And that's honest to God's truth. Wow. I mean, seriously. I mean, I thought, like I said, having to endure pictures or video of Justin Bieber was bad enough.
Yeah.
But when I have to watch her on the screen, it's a whole nother level of anger that I feel bubbling up inside.
But you're an awful bastard misogynist for thinking that.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know,
for telling the truth, for actually telling.
Yeah, that's how they look at it. It doesn't matter.
They don't believe that crap. All they're doing, they're just trying to dismiss your stupid opinion.
Any fan that thought this episode was great, fair play to you. You must have the intelligence of a bleeding fly or something. Okay.
Like I say, if you think any of these episodes are great, then I have to wonder, how bad does an episode have to be for you to think it's bad?
Exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly, because fans are praising Orphan 55, even though it's gotten the worst rating.
Then you didn't watch it. You didn't watch Orphan 55.
It's not about the episode. It's about praising the first.
Yeah, I don't even think they watch it. They just, they're like these. They're just trolls. They just come in, give it a positive review. They don't even see the thing. It's just because they want to support who's in the show. Mm-hmm. They like the ideology. They just want to support the ideology, whether they watch it or not. I don't even think half of them watch the stupid episode.
Yeah. By the way, I just want to say to Chris Chibnall in your messages, don't give a crap, mate. I want to be entertained, yeah? If I want to know things about the climate, right, or the world is in peril, I will watch documentaries on that. You're supposed to be entertaining us with sci-fi, adventure, and you're supposed to be putting us on the edge of our seats. You're not supposed to be boring us with messages that are supposed to be on different programs, right? Or if you are going to do those messages, you do it within the narrative of the show, as we keep saying. How many times does this man have to be told? And we know he does listen to negative reviews. And I hope he actually listens to the negative reviews of this, because you deserve everything you're getting. I don't care if this series improves from here on in, right? I am going to just criticize it no matter what. I don't give a crap anymore. It's done. Me passion, you've killed it. I'm done. I just can't do this anymore. And I don't even know why I'm putting myself through it, but I'm going to anyway. But Doctor Who is dead to me. It's dead.
Can any of you think of one actor that you've ever watched giving a speech or talking in an interview that they said something of a political nature or some ideological nature that actually changed your point of view on an issue?
Never.
No.
Oh my God, never.
Who cares? Who cares?
No.
I mean, no one sits there and listens to these actors, or even people I like. I wouldn't listen to. I mean, they're just the things that I agree with them on. Of course, I'm going to support.
Exactly.
If I don't agree, I'm just going to think they're stupid.
Yeah. And look, well, I don't care where people stand on climate change. The point that I'm making is there was no need for that speech right at the end of that episode. That was just shoehorned in. You could see it was even shoehorned in. And by the way, actually, I think it was Cheryl that actually told me this. She was reading something because she likes reading all the goofs and the bloopers stuff and the trivia. Apparently, the ending of this episode was actually rewritten in post-production. There was something added to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was that stupid speech, and he just threw that in there to annoy us again.
I think that's why he's writing it so bad.
You know what he's like? He's like a child that's told you can't have any sweets, right? And he's bitter and he's acting out, and that's what he's doing in his writing.
Well, I think he doesn't care about the storyline. I think he kind of pieces it together, and the only thing he cares about is his end message. That's all he cares about, and it's very obvious in Orphan 55 that he doesn't care about the story. He doesn't care if it makes sense. He doesn't care. He just cares about that very last scene where she's going on about climate change, which is like hearing the Peanuts grown-ups talk to me. I don't hear anything. I just hear.
I don't pay
yada,
attention.
yada, yada.
I don't pay attention to that crap anyway. But much less it coming from an actor like Jodie Whittaker.
But again, right? This is supposed to be aimed at a family audience, right? There'll be kids sitting at home listening to her, right? Does she not understand that?
I don't think kids are watching this.
That some kids are.
I don't think anybody's watching this.
And some kids might actually fear what she's saying. Like, it might come across as a bit scary to them. Like, I know Doctor Who's supposed to scare the shit out of children, but that's with monsters and fake villains. It's not like with real world. This is what I'm saying. This is a kind of a topic for adults, right? I'm not saying it's not for children. Children should be aware of it, but put it on a show where it's worthy of the time. Doctor Who, because he can't do it properly. That's why I think right now under Chris Chibnall shouldn't be doing stories like this, because he doesn't know how to do it. As Blue Bonnet said, he's only interested in getting that message across, and it doesn't matter what context he gets that message across. It doesn't matter whether it fits in with the narrative of the show. He'll just shoehorn something in because he has to say something.
Depending on the age of the kid, I really don't think most kids, if they're young enough, probably that would be watching this, they're probably not going to be able to differentiate between what they're saying has any kind of practical value versus the fictional element in the show. I don't think they're really going to differentiate between the two. So I don't think that would necessarily scare them, because there's a lot of elements in, like, for example, the last episode, such as those forget what they call them, the
dregs.
The dregs. I mean, those things would probably scare them more than if
that would be more scary.
But there's no kids watching this.
Yeah,
probably not.
This is made by people who don't have kids, who don't understand kids. They're like, there's no 12-year-old watching this.
I would say, though, this is probably more suited for children than it would be for adults by far.
It's like younger kids, maybe. I don't know.
Really young kids, 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's Teletubby Who.
Kids are still learning, and not only that, I've always said it. I said it during Series 11. Chris Chibnall has actually dumbed this show down. It hasn't gotten more intelligent and clever. It's actually gotten dumber. And
obviously,
he stripped a lot of it away. This is the bare bones. This is basically what you'd get from a Moffat script if you took everything good out, right? You'd be just left with the BBC bullshit that they were forcing them to put in. That's it. That's all you'd be left with.
After school special.
Politics out of Chris. And here's the telling thing, though. You take the politics out of Chris Chibnall's episodes, and you just look at it, then you're left with nothing. There's nothing there of substance. Even the scene with the scorpions, all the scorpions, right? That was somehow supposed to get, oh shit, look at that, there's millions of them. But I felt absolutely nothing. I was like, all right, there's loads of them, yeah, CGI.
I couldn't care less about like any of it. Oh my god! So
see the scorpion part in the trailer, guys. I'm telling people in the live chat. Well, that was the best part. That was the best part of the scorpion. See that little clip? That was the best part.
Oh, and I slept through that the first time I watched it.
It was absolutely.
I was like, the Chibnall Whittaker combination is like
toxic.
It's the anti-Viagra of fan passion.
Yes.
Who could be worse?
Dude, let me tell you, the Chibnall Whittaker combination is the iceberg against the Titanic. The Titanic being Doctor Who. They're just sinking the entire friggin' franchise.
Exactly. It is, and that's why I'm so angry, because each week you can see what he's doing. He's just turning the soul out of this show, and it's not. Look, no matter how bad she is, it's the fact that him and his writers are just turning everything apart. You know what?
Words can't even convey it. Words can't even.
6 episodes of this crap to go.
Okay, we got 6 more.
I know. It feels like I'm in hell.
Oh.
I think, honestly, though, I really think that my impression is I don't think they're just haphazardly throwing stuff together. I think they're really trying, and the problem is that they're not a good fit. They're just not a good fit. You can try your brains out. Look, like I said, don't hire a plumber to fix somebody's root canal.
Exactly. I love that. That's the best bit of laugh I've had on this stream so far. Seriously, that was brilliant. I just feel like jumping out the window and just like.
Don't do that on Jodie Whittaker's account, Jesus. I'm not going to kill myself over some stupid.
No, but I don't mind being in hospital for 6 weeks until it's over.
Just turn the TV off.
They'll probably put it on like the first one.
Yeah, we keep doing it. It's like a train wreck. We got to see what happens.
That's it. Jesus, 102 people actually watching tonight. Wow. That's probably my biggest audience that I've actually had on this channel.
Wow.
For a live stream. Guys, thanks very much. Actually, do us a favor and hit the like button there. And don't forget to subscribe to all the guys as well that are actually on the panel. Blue Bonnet Hoovian. I see some of me mods are in there. If you could throw Blue Bonnet Hoovian and the Rad Boys channel there, I really appreciate it. Guys, let's get on, right? I mean, we've been here for the last hour talking about the bad because it has been actually bad. We spoke about the good for about 5 minutes or so. 7. So now
that was too long.
What can we do? There's not enough material.
But let's talk about the ratings for this episode.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Last week, can you remember what ratings you gave off from 55? It was we were in the minus range, right? So are we going to be in the minus range for this one?
Yes, we are.
Right, go ahead.
Is Jodie Whittaker in it?
Well, what's the lowest we got? There was -10 we had last week.
Minus 10. -1 is still bad, but -10 is the worst episode.
I will give this a -7.
I agree. Me too. -7. Only because Tesla was cool. The character.
Only because it wasn't as bad as
it wasn't
Age
as
Adventure.
bad.
That's the only.
But no positive mark, right? Jason.
Look. I gave episode 3 a -10 only because that's as far down as I could go. I would have given it a -50 if I could have.
Right.
But that's how bad it is. It was pegging the meters. I mean, as far as they could go. So this to me, it's a -10. It doesn't peg the meters as hard, but it still sucks so bad because she's in it. So yeah, it's a -10, no question.
It's terrible.
Right. And I think me and Jason are in agreement. I think everybody knows what my ranking was going to be. Listen, this for me is not going to improve. I said it last week. It's not. And while this episode was better than Orphan 55, Orphan 55 was the worst episode of the show's history. So when you compare it to that, you're not really saying that much. So yeah, Jason, I'm giving this crap a -10. Now let's talk about. I'll tell you what. We'll do something different this week. We will give an individual rating on the actors and actresses this week. Well, the main cast, right? So, Blue Bonnet, we'll start with you. We'll start with Graham. What would you give him his performance?
Lot lower. I mean, maybe a 2.
A 2.
You know, yeah, 2.
Okay. Yasmin, Yamani.
What's the highest negative I can go?
I only goes to -10.
-10.
-10.
Right. Jodie Whittaker.
-10.
No surprise there. And Tolson Cole.
-10.
No surprise there. Jason, go ahead.
You know, Graham gets. I give him a 5 because he was trying. His dialogue really kind of took him back. But the rest of them, the -10 across the board.
Right. Rabbi.
Okay, so Graham, I'm going to give 2 because I liked his hat.
Right.
So I think you get 2 for that. And I'm going to give 0 to Mandit because she doesn't deserve a negative rating because she's so bland and nondescript. She's staying at 0 because she is like radar invisible. Right. Tosin is mostly harmless, so let's give him a 1. I'll be nice. And then we have -infinity with Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah. Jodie Whittaker is not even worth a rating for me, but I will give her -10. But she is bad. I don't personally like Manip Gill. She comes across as a bit of a plonker on Twitter as well. So I've seen her interactions on Twitter. So as a person, I don't really like her. As an actress, I think she's poor. I didn't like the way she spoke to Tesla. For that line alone, she gets a -10. I'm sorry, but you don't question a scientist, scientific, and say, like, seriously. That's exactly the way she said it condescendingly, like, seriously. Yeah, he's a scientist, you dope. You're supposed to be a cop. Don't do your job, you idiot. So
I wanted to punch her.
Jodie Whittaker, I already mentioned her. Graham, I kind of liked. I'm going to give Graham a 2. Tolson Cole, he gets a -10. He doesn't give a crap. So I'm just going to say it. I'll tell it as I'll say it as I say it, and he doesn't give a crap. So he gets a -10. You can hear it in my voice. I'm
disgusted.
I'm disgusted. I am. I'm actually really, really disgusted.
What do we think the viewing figures will be for this episode?
Oh,
3 million.
I'll say it lose more, but I don't think it's going to be a big drop. I'll say it probably lose another 200,000 viewers, maybe. Because they will. Because people thought Orphan 55 was great. Remember that.
But again, when the figures come out tomorrow, I think that's going to take a real hit. You got episode 2 got 4.2. So let's say Orphan 55 takes a 600,000 hit, which brings it down to that's 3.6. Yeah, brings it down to 3.6. So I'm going to say this is going to give it a 400,000 hit. I think you're looking at this episode between 3 and 3.2. Be my guess. I'm hoping it breaks 3 and goes under 2. And then if it goes, I'm going to give range 2.8 to 3.2.
Yeah, if it goes that low, either way, in my opinion, it's screwed. Bad Wolf says from 4.1 to 3.8. Everybody thinks it's going to go down to 3.8. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be like more 3.9. I don't think there is going to be a big drop off for this one because I think last week's episode was so bad for a lot of fans. I think those fans are going to think it's slightly better. So I'm not quite sure because last week some people thought 1 million, some thought 500,000, and it was only 400,000, and that's the worst episode of Doctor Who's history. Let's be honest here. So we have to kind of be a bit more. I think we have to be realistic. I think this is just going to be a steady, like I said at the start when we did the very first stream, I think this is going to be a steady drop off. I think by the end of this series, we will get to about 3.2 million. I don't think it's going to go under 2, to be honest. That will be or 2.8 or 2.9 or something like that.
Oh, I do. I do. Because it's not the fan audience you need to think about. You need to think about the normie audience. Mm-hmm. The normie audience, and they're not going to be interested in this nonsense, this pap. just patronising like
We're more fans than we actually think.
I don't believe that. I really don't. I think that's manufactured by the BBC.
Yeah. I was just looking on Facebook. All the Jodie bots are going crazy, saying how much they love the episode. That must be BBC plant. I like
some of these are paid bots and literally bots.
Yeah, well, we know that Rotten Tomatoes has actually, in their attempt to actually get rid of people, have actually exposed their treachery because they've been actually deleting real reviews as well.
Yeah, they deleted mine. And I redid it.
I'm pretty sure they did mine too. I don't think mine ever got put up.
But as I said, though, forget about the audience score. Everybody's focusing on the audience score and saying Rotten Tomatoes are a bunch of shills, which is true. But if you look at the critics score, it's down. The critics score is down from last year. So some critics are basically from last year have changed their opinion. That's what that means. Right, so this is not going to get any higher, I don't think. I think the critics' score is actually going to get lower as this season progresses. What do you guys think, actually?
Well, let me ask you, if you can't trust, I'm not saying everybody should trust Rotten Tomatoes, but if you can't trust Rotten Tomatoes, you can't trust IMDb. What source can you trust for reviews? Seriously.
YouTube.
No. But I mean, as a collective source, where you look and you see there's 5,000 people that have rated this, is there any source that people would say, yeah, you can trust them? What source can you trust? Where are you going to go?
Actually, Jason has a point there. Who could you actually trust? That is I know people. I do agree with you, Rabbi. You go to YouTube, but there's no independent. They're all on.
You have to search. They're singular reviews. They're not collected. There's no source that has a collection of reviews that are in chronological order that you can kind of sort through in one place. Yeah, YouTube, but there's no way to, unless you just want to go through and handpick each one and sort of keep a database. But I'm talking about these are IMDb is a database, Rotten Tomatoes is a database. What database can you go to of reviews that you could trust?
They've all gone down. One by one, they've all gone down.
Years ago, you could trust Rotten Tomatoes and stuff.
Right.
But what happens is when these sites become popular, then big businesses look at them. And these movie studios and all these other places look at it and say, well, here, if we pay them, a couple of quid here, maybe we can get more positive reviews. And they pay off Rotten Tomatoes. And Rotten
All right. Do we really think that the reviews for Rotten Tomatoes for this season, do we really think that they're manufactured? Because the reviews are horrible on the user side. The audience score is horrible. So are we really suggesting by saying that it's not trustworthy that someone's paying people to leave rotten reviews?
No,
they are. Oh, they say that. They say we're Russian bots. Because they're crazy.
The Russians are paying. The Russians are paying for negative Doctor Who reviews as if they have nothing else better to do.
Jason,
seriously?
Jason, that's what they actually think. That
is the dumbest thing I've ever
heard. That's what they're doing. They're taking down reviews.
The Russians are doing it.
Yeah, really? Russians. That's right.
Blame for everything. You not know that. That's the new thing. Russians get blamed for everything. Jesus.
Okay. So why would the Russians do that? Why would the Russians pay people to leave negative?
World.
Yeah, because the media said so. So if the media...
I'm asking a legitimate question. Can someone in the listening audience tell me what legitimate reason the Russians would have for paying people to leave negative Doctor Who reviews? As if Russia is concerned with Doctor Who.
But no, I'll explain it to you. It sounds crazy. This is what goes on in their heads.
Right.
They think Russia is paying people to leave negative reviews because the truth and the wonderfulness of the world is in this woke crap they keep trying to force down their throats. But Russia hates wokeness and they want to destabilize the greatness of the Western world, which is in its wokeness.
You think they're doing it by attacking Doctor Who?
Yes.
But
this series.
Cultural icons.
No, but hang on, Jason. It's not just Doctor Who. There was hit pieces wrote by the media about Star Wars fans, and they were saying they were Russian bots.
Right.
See, it's not just with Doctor Who fans, it's with Star Wars fans. If you say anything against, even if you go onto Twitter, you'll see someone will call you a bot, a Russian bot. Oh, you must be a Russian bot. Because the media have planted it in people's heads. Anybody that writes a negative review is a Russian bot.
But look, it doesn't fly because Star Wars has a huge fan base. You can't even look. I understand Doctor Who has a huge fan base, but let's be realistic here. The fan base for Star Wars completely overshadows Doctor Who. There's no ifs, ands, or buts in my mind about that. There's just none. I mean, I can see how some would try to make a plausible case for the Russians are paying people to leave negative Star Wars reviews. Okay, maybe in a world where Star Wars is extremely popular, which it is, maybe I could see how that twisted logic might gain some traction among the nuts. but in the real world, Doctor Who doesn't have the relevance that a show that a franchise like Star Wars does. I'm not putting Doctor Who down. I'm just being realistic about it, because when I think of Star Wars, that was truly people were lined up. It's an empire. It is an absolute empire. So yeah, that makes no sense to me. The Russians are Doctor Who.
Yeah,
you're trying to use logic. I think that's what it is. You have a very logical mind, and these people are not logical.
Jason, do you know what the problem is, mate? Do you know what the problem is, mate? Is that you're too smart for this world. See, you're putting logic to a situation that's just madness, right? And you can't use logic in this case because it's not logical. You're a logical person, but what everybody else in the media, it's not logical. It is. Peter actually sums it up well there. Put the comment up. The view is that the Russians wish to undermine Western politics and culture. That's what the media have made people believe. So anybody that writes negative reviews is a Russian bot. Just because the media said it. There was hit pieces done on different YouTubers as well. YouTubers that we actually all know. Gary had a hit piece done on him. Doomcock had a hit piece done on him.
I remember that.
They were called Russian bots. That's what.
But seriously, what shred of evidence?
None. You don't need any in today's society.
Well, you do if you want to convince thinking individuals.
With the Me Too movement and all, like you can accuse anybody of anything now. Right, and without evidence, you're automatically assumed guilty. This is the society that we live in right now.
I understand that, but as a thinking individual, you're going to have to do more than just, because I said so.
Of course, but because there's so many of them that think that way, you're logical, but to them, you're crazy because they have a different way of thinking. This is the way society is.
I understand they're mentally ill. It just, to me, it's just a case. They're just mentally ill. So I don't this is.
You're right.
I'm just telling you, this kind of thing we give these people. Back in the old days before the internet, these people were called the fringe. They didn't get a platform. They weren't on TV. They were just in some You remember, did they have a magazine equivalent to Weekly World News in the UK? Because Weekly World News had stories like, Bat Boy found in cave alive. He looked like. I mean, this is the kind of.
I think you have that as well, don't you?
Yeah.
The closest thing we have. They do those. The actress was kidnapped by an alien and fell.
Yeah.
This kind of nonsense is the bullshit that's passing for legitimate thought these days, and it has been. The lunatics are running the sanitarium,
the asylum.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, mate. That's exactly what it is, and this is why it's getting in everywhere. Though it is getting into where pop culture, as Doomcock says, and it's terrifying. I mean, some of the things that you do. I mean, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but if you see what Twitter is like, it's a cesspool. Now, I'm granted I'm on it, but you should see some of the stuff that these people come out with. It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I just ignore all because I mean, you can't stay sane exposing yourself, garbage in, garbage out. If you expose yourself to that nonsense, you're likely to start. I don't want to, I'm still living in 1987. I don't absorb myself too much with CNN and the I mean, I stay alert just enough of the top stories. But when you talk about somebody thinks that Russia is paying people to leave negative reviews for Doctor Who, I mean, that's like to a person like me who doesn't, who isn't have a daily dose of this just lunacy. It just comes across for what it is. It's just pure fruitcake pure fruitcake reasoning. I don't,
Yeah, sure. I seen a video, right? This is going off a little bit off topic, but I just want to say this because it actually disgusts me. It's not my country, but I'm married to an American, so I find it kind of offensive. But there's a video on Twitter doing the rounds. I actually put it up on the Twitter account, and she's standing outside the White House, and she's obviously a feminist. And I looked at her profile. She's one of these, pronunciations, she, he, or she, and her, or whatever. All this binary crap and stuff, right? Whatever. If you want to identify that, that's fine. I'm cool with it. But anyway, she's outside the White House, and there's obviously a protest going on. Now, I know some people don't like Donald Trump in the White House, and that's fine, fair enough. As American people, you have the right to go outside the Capitol, outside the White House, and protest if that's your will. But do it with some bit of dignity and respect. So she's standing outside the White House, and she has her two fingers stuck up, two middle fingers stuck up. She's got her hair dyed red, right? She's got piercings everywhere, right? And she's there, and she's going, fuck Trump, fuck the government, fuck this, fuck that, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, are you for real? Like, men and women died so you could stand outside there to do what? Stick your fingers up and be disrespectful? I know there's people out there that hate Donald Trump, right? But the thing about it is, there's a way of protesting. You even see it in England. You've seen it in England as well when the politicians were going around. They were getting milkshakes thrown into their faces and stuff. We have lost complete control with society right now. And you can see it's seeping in everywhere. As I said, it's seeping into our pop culture, but we're seeing it in the real world as well, and it's very frightening. And this is not this is what I mean. This is why I know Doctor Who's not getting any better, because they all have agendas, and they're not going to stop until they get all their agendas out. And he is going to kill this. Well, he already has killed the show, but society, as I said, society is just it's madness.
It's in the shitter.
Well, there does come a point.
Here's a question I asked: Would you bring a child into this world now? Because I know for a fact I can answer categorically and say I wouldn't bring a child into this world now. And I know that's a horrible thing to say, but why would you want to bring your child up in a world where it's just it's crap? It's crap.
Because things go in cycles. Like, every year, like it's the middle of winter right now. I got all the trees in my garden. They look like they're dead. They look if you look at them, look at any nature. It looks essentially like it's dead. And yet, 4 or 5 months from now, it's all going to be alive again. That's what happens. Things die. Things come back.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This has been around for a long time. This isn't like a winter where it comes and goes once a year. This has been around for a few years now. 2016, we're at 2020 now. 4 years of this crap. 4 years of pop culture. 4 years of our society going backwards. Our society has actually gone backwards. That's what it is. We're going backwards as a society. And you look at this crap that they're throwing out on TV. Then they're brainwashing this generation crap.
Yeah, but I genuinely think it's failing because we're starting to see it turn around. It's going to take another I think it'll probably take another 2 to 3 years. By the time, we get to the next election after 2020, 2024, I think things might be sane again.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And it's all well and good saying that. But how much damage has been done in 6 years?
Oh, yeah, no, Doctor Who is this group.
How many?
I'll talk about the Western world.
Not just Doctor Who, but society, our future children. Remember, we're going to get old one day. These kids are learning these type of things that old people, you see it ageism everywhere as well, right? They treat old people like shit. We're going to be old one day. They're going to be looking after us.
Yeah, but you gotta raise your kids right. If you raise your kids right, hopefully, if you indoctrinate them with the right beliefs, the proper beliefs and values, they'll be able to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Well, let's hope that parents out there are still bleeding sane and clever and actually do bring up their kids the right way, and hopefully the next generation won't be messed up as this generation has, because they truly have. I feel sorry for this generation.
Yeah. Well, the last generation were messed up. Look how they came out. This entire the reason we're in this insanity now is because we've raised an entire generation to not be able to handle any form of failure.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
participation
really what
awards.
Right. Like,
everybody gets
you don't
praised.
win.
Everybody gets praised. Everybody gets a medal. There's no losers anymore. There's nothing.
Right.
You just everything is like these kids are screwed anyway because they don't know what failure is. You need failure.
Right.
You need that.
Well, I mean, I think it could be said that every older generation thinks the current generation is
Yeah.
gone down the wire.
But this time we're right.
This time we're right.
This time we're definitely right. This time we're right. I would love, I'd love a time machine and I'd take my best friends with me, my family, and go back to the 80s. I know it was still, there was threats in the 80s.
I wouldn't leave. I'm staying in the 80s.
Great time.
That was a great time to grow up.
It was.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be there as an adult, man, because it was just so relaxed. I know we had the threat of nuclear war, but it was never really gone. Well, we didn't know at the time, but you know.
Right, but like we didn't have to worry about racism constantly. I grew up in the 80s. Nobody cared what your skin color was or who you slept with. No, like when did that happen? Like nobody cared.
I know. It just happened overnight.
You better enjoy it. Look, I know this isn't the best time, but I'm telling you, compared to what it'll probably be in 20 years, just enjoy what we got while we got it.
Do you know what? I actually agree with you, Jason, because I mean, you never know what is down the line. It could be bad in 20 years.
I mean, have you read the book Brave New World? Brave New World painted a pretty picture.
And you know what? Doctor Who sucks right now. And while I think it's dead and buried if Chris Chibnall continues to do what he's doing, there is always that hope that it could come back. But let's look forward to next week because we got a bit. There's not much. We got a bit. So we got the Judean, right? Now I'm at the checking on IMDb if I'm saying it right, and apparently one of the characters there's a bloke in it, or I think it's a bloke playing a sea devil. So sea devils have been mentioned in this episode. Now it did say on this channel for months that the sea devils, and it looks like if it's true, if that site can be trusted, as Jason said, because I'm starting to doubt everything now. Thanks for that, Jason. But no, he's right, though. He's right. But if that's the case, we're going to have the Judean and Sea Devils. Now, for me, that's a bit of a weird combination to have. What do you guys think about?
I'm not even sure what his reasoning to bring back the Sea Devils anyway. I mean,
wouldn't it be just par for the course? I mean,
I just think he wants to destroy everything that gave me happiness in the Pertwee era. I think that's probably what it is.
I mean, considering his track record, though, is this really is this really unexpected?
No.
Well, here's the thing I'm worried about. His writing is so bad, right? And I've got two worries. His writing is bad, so we know the story's pretty much going to suck anyway, right?
Right.
Because I can see the future, so all of a sudden. So it's going to be crap, right? But here's the thing my worry is he going to keep them as they were, or is he going to redesign them? And if he does redesign them, let's be honest here, he's redesigned the Dalek, right? I know it was a once-off, he says, but he still redesigned the Dalek, and then we've seen that blown-up Dalek that I didn't like it. That's the worry I have. Do you think if the Sea Devils come back, he's going to redesign these, or do you think he'll keep them?
Well, the Sea Devils, I mean, if you've seen that episode with Pertwee, they weren't the best. So if he redesigned them, it wouldn't be the worst thing. But my fear is that it would be worse than what they were in some way. You know, it's like, I mean, they weren't the greatest. I mean, they had what they had back then. They did the best they could. But yeah, the Sea Devils, it wasn't good back then. But whatever he does, I'm sure it'll be worse.
I wonder if they'll go for if they do it, will they go for the Pertwee version or the Peter Davison version, like the samurai version?
Oh, interesting. Actually, yeah, forgot about that.
I just assumed it'd be the Pertwee version, but
they're about to be redesigned. But yeah, you're right. Like maybe they'll come out worse. I always thought that about the Zygons. I thought the 1970s Zygons are so much more creepy and more convincing than the. I
actually do. There's not much difference. I mean, there is a tad, obviously, but yeah, I tend to agree. I like the classic Zygons better.
And the classic ones were kind of like grease, or like they were like seahorses. They were like really.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, in that case, it was better. But
and these ones are like bog standard monsters, but still.
I'm sure I'll be disappointed in Chibnall's version anyway. So
if you have to bring back a classic villain, why the Sea Devils?
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I think fans have been yearning for them to come back, but I say they regret that now under this era.
Yeah, I need someone else maybe.
Moffat, I think personally, even though we do have criticisms of him, I think he would have done them justice actually. But I'm just worried. I know you don't like them, Blue Bonnet. I actually do like them. I don't know why.
Oh, the original Sea Devils.
Yeah, I just think.
I mean, I knew they were doing the best they could, but it was obviously rubber suit.
I love the little run on them and everything. It's brilliant. Especially when that Sea Devil was going through the minefield. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The best unit box set that Big Finish did was when they had both the new unit team and this unit team, and the thing that put them together were the Sea Devils. It was the Sea Devil adventure. So look, if you like Big Finish, I would check that out.
We got an Australian $10 super chat by First and Last. Hi Noel, following you on Twitter as I am Foreman. PO Box. Thank you very much. And yeah, I think I have seen you on the Twitter there. Thanks for the super chat as well. Sea Devils though, oh man, I don't know. And the Jadoon, right? Let's talk about the Jadoon. So people had a problem with the Mohawk. I actually don't. I actually think it looks pretty cool. But the thing about it is, let's speculate here for a couple of minutes, right? Okay. Now, obviously, I can't say anything, but I received a little bit of information, and it might throw new light on the Jadoon whole thing, but I won't say nothing because I've been sworn to secrecy. But let's speculate for a minute here, because some fans have speculated that it might be the Doctor that they're looking for, but we've clearly seen that image where she's standing in front of them. So, and it doesn't look like she's in any peril, to be quite honest.
Yeah, she's giving him the stern face.
Yeah, so it looks like she's probably giving them a lecture or something.
Yeah.
So let's speculate. Who do you think? Now, some have speculated the Timeless Child. Some have speculated even the Master. Right.
Right. I just don't care. Who cares?
Some mentioned Yaz because Yaz apparently is supposed to have this story arc where our family has this big secret or something. Or that's what we thought we were getting in the original story arc, but it looks like it might be the Gallifrey thing. But people did say she was getting more, and even Chris Chibnall's quoted to say that I think it's Yasmin's mother or something has some secret or something that will shatter. I don't know what it is anyway, but whatever it is, she's supposed to get. So, do you know what? I'm like you. I don't really give a crap.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care about Yaz.
Characters.
I don't care anything she
Well,
does.
from what I can see, just based on the image, they did a good job reproducing him.
What? Yeah, you're talking about the Jadoon.
I've no problem.
You're talking about the Sea Devils.
No, he just was.
They
were talking about the Jadoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Jadoon, I like the Mohawk on them. I actually think they look good. But the problem that I have with them is that we've seen them before, and all they are is hired police or mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, listen, I'm happy that Nick Briggs gets some work.
So there's one actually. They work for the Shadow Proclamation. So the only thing that I can think of, right, we're looking at this logically. The last time the Doctor met them was when Donna and the Doctor were there and they were talking about the stolen planets, and he figured it out. And then the woman wanted to take the TARDIS and lead them to battle against the whole universe. And he said he'd be back in a minute, and they went to the edge of the universe, right? So if we're thinking about this logically, right, then it would tie into that storyline. So basically, there's the Shadow Proclamation are still pissed off with the Doctor because they left and they want the Doctor, so they're bringing the Doctor back to face justice or something like that, right? That'd be the logical thing. right? What do you?
Yeah, I think your expectations are a bit high. Okay, firstly, it's written by Vinay Patel and Chris Chibnall.
from
You know,
Demons of
like,
the Punjab.
Oh, hold
yeah,
on.
exactly.
Hold
And
it.
it's directed by the person who directed tonight's episode, who was frankly lousy. So you know, it's like,
Yeah, you're.
So we're gonna get a Gallifrey reference in the next week's episode of Chibnall's co-writing this. Everybody has access.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Chris Chibnall's co-writing. We have to pay careful attention to this episode. And we got another $5 Australian dollar super chat from first and last. Is dislike the Doctor speaking to Tesla. Yeah, I said the same thing. I didn't like the way the Doctor and Yaz especially actually spoke to Tesla. I mean I know I keep bringing that scene up, but that scene was disgusting in my, and it was actually pretty stupid. You know, like, I mean, curiosity. Every scientist, that's why they get into science, because they have this curiosity of what's out there. What is there something bigger than us? What's out there in the universe? Of course, he's going to reply back to the bleeding message. Oh,
I don't remember Tent getting upset with the people that replied back to what was it, in the invasion? What was the name of that? The Christmas invasion. I don't remember him getting on to people.
Yeah,
doing that.
Yeah.
What's natural?
She's an idiot. They write her in the play like an idiot. Oh, we keep saying the same thing. But yeah, it's just like, so. I don't know. I can't. If next week's episode is an episode I can get through without wanting to stab myself in the eyes, that makes it a good episode.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be that way.
That's not a good episode. The fact that you can just survive it without wanting to stab yourself.
I mean, I want more. I demand more. I really do.
No,
I think we deserve more.
You're right. You're absolutely spot on, Bluebell. You're spot on, because this is the problem now. We have lowered our expectations, but we shouldn't have really lowered our expectations. And what we should be really doing, and we are doing it on this channel, is being brutally honest here.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is not Doctor Who standard. It never will be Doctor Who standard, because Chris Chibnall doesn't understand what Doctor Who standard is, because if he did, he wouldn't be producing this tripe week in, week out. Simple as that. As fans, right, we have been lucky. We have gotten some great eras of Doctor Who. We've been spoiled, let's be honest.
Right. We've got like older age.
Okay, so yes, there will come a time where we will get an era that we totally detest. But I'm being honest with you, I did not envision seeing something as bad as this. And I'm sorry. If anybody likes this episode, well, fair play to you. You must have sawdust between those ears, because that is not intelligent writing. That is not Doctor Who standard, and that should have no business of being called Doctor Who. I'm sorry, but it's just it's not the level it should be at, and we need to stop kidding ourselves. And any other reviewer out there that gave last week's episode a positive remark, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to start being honest with yourself. This is not Doctor Who standard, and you must compare this to what came before, because if you don't, then what's the point? Because that's what we do as fans.
Right.
We compare to each other. That's why we have polls. That's why we have our favorite doctors, favorite companions, favorite eras. Right? This is going to finish last. She's going to finish last in every poll. Even the companions will, because she brings them down. This is not, she brings everything down. He brings everything down. His team of writers bring everything down. And for once, as fans, we have to be honest with ourselves and say, this is not the standard, and this is absolutely disgraceful. It's shambolic, and it shouldn't even be on TV.
Right.
Yeah. And we should voice that constantly and hold them accountable for this.
And you know what? Here's the thing, Blue Bonnet. That's why they threw it out in January. They were supposed to throw this out in March or April, right? But they decided to throw it out in January. No wonder they decided to throw it out in January, because Doctor Who, they thought wouldn't come up against any competition, but it has in Dancing on Ice, which nobody is.
Even Dancing on Ice beats it.
It's 10 years.
Well, Noah, can I raise everybody's spirits? because you say we got to compare it to the past. I have this DVD to give away, and it's somebody in the chat has won it. I just did the drawing.
Oh,
so this is fantastic DVD. It's season 2, first David Tennant season, fantastic season, and Gamer 50. Congratulations, you have won.
Yay!
Yay, Gamer 50! Congratulations.
So we'll get in contact on Twitter or whatever. Hit me up. I'll hit you up, and you'll send me your address. And I mean, next week's one, I'm going to be plugging all this week. That's the beginning of the Tennant era. We'll do the Blu-rays of the special. So that is next. Yeah, let's talk about Doctor Who. That's good. The Next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, Monsters of Mars, End of Times 1, End of Time 2.
Right.
And
3 episodes I don't like on that, actually. To be honest.
Which one?
But imagine them now. Imagine if you got those now. You'll be like, oh.
I'll be honest. I still don't like them, but I'd watch them over anything that
right.
But I will say I didn't like the End of Time Part 1 or 2 or the Dead Planet. I like the Waters of Mars and the Next Doctor.
Okay, Waters of Mars. Let's the hashtag to win this will be Bowie Base 5. That was the name of the base, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bowie Base. Hashtag Bowie Base 5. All you got to do to win it. Subscribe to my channel and leave a comment with the hashtag Bowie Base 5. I'll put the instructions and all the videos for next week. And any video you watch, I will be introducing it. So I'm reminding you. Good luck, who's ever going to go for that one.
So we'll announce. We announce the winner on this channel every week. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Right, there you go. So every week, come on here and he'll announce the winner. There you go. Have his comment up there. Oh no, wrong comment actually. Where's the one where he said, "Yay, I won something"? Because I love that. Because I'm the same. I never win that, and so it's deadly to see someone that has never won that and win something. So yay, I won something. I love that.
Yay!
Congratulations, well deserved.
Congratulations, gamer.
Well deserved. And don't forget to subscribe to his channel if you do want to win Blu-rays and DVDs and all that lovely Doctor Who warm stuff that we used to love, and now we get cold, bitter crap.
No, let me ask you something. And this goes for Rabbi, and of course, Bluebonnet has. We've actually talked about this on our stream, but I wanted to run it past you two to get your opinion, because I thought this would be, we're kind of at the tail end of the review for this episode, so I thought this would be relevant because it overlaps the issue, which is something came to my attention recently. It was a comment that was made. I got into a bit of a it was a disagreement, respectful disagreement over fans. Would it be better for fans to be silent in their protest because when you review these types of episodes, when you offer reviews, basically you're publicizing, you're giving some publicity to the show. Right. Which some people would see as a negative. You don't want to publicize a show, and also if you have to review it, that means you're going to have to watch it, and therefore you're giving it ratings. So some people feel it's better to just protest with silence. Don't give them the benefit of a rating. Don't give them the benefit of any publicity. Or the opposite view was the other side of that coin is to complain, because as the old adage goes, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So there is that side of it, because if I guess the opposite viewpoint is if the only voices that are heard are those that support the show, what message does that send to the BBC?
Right, exactly.
So that's my question for you two is, do you have an opinion on, should you protest silently because you don't want to publicize and give ratings to the BBC, or is it better to complain because you may influence people, you may influence the BBC, but you may affect the ratings? I mean, it's better to let your voice be heard and let the chips fall where they may, versus not have a voice at all.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in making your voice heard. Yeah, well, obviously I'm on a YouTube channel, but actually I released a video about this just today on my channel, and like have you ever heard of the Book of Job? It's one of the books in the Bible where Job gets all this like horrible crap happens to him. So he appears in the Exodus story. This is the whole thing where the Pharaoh's trying to decide what to do with the Jews, throw them into the Nile. And he's one of the advisors, and he keeps quiet. and because he's quiet, he gets the whole Book of Job happens to him. Because if you see something that's painful and you see something your neighbor in pain, in struggle, then it's just wrong not to speak out, not to like scream. You can't be deadened to your fellow person's pain, and even more so, that fellow person's pain has to be my exact pain, which is Doctor Who, which is Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am a big believer in speaking, and I think because we spoke out, we got the Mandalorian. I think they tried to course correct this season because of it. I think they screwed up Star Wars because of it, but we got them in a massive panic. I believe anyway.
Good opinion. Noel?
Well, I've been very vocal since day one, so I mean, I can't stay silent. It's not in my nature, to stay silent. I could see both sides here, though. I could see a silent protest and a boycott, not watching the show, working, but I do believe it's important to let the guy and the BBC know why we're aggrieved, and because they won't learn lessons from it. It's all well and good, us boycotting the show and staying silent, getting the ratings right down. They make a decision, but then it turns out to be the wrong decision because they don't know why you know what I mean? They see. I think it's important for fans to say something, because then the BBC, then you see the media, they're reporting on it. They might call us out and call us racist, bigots, or whatever, but it's getting in the press. We're letting fans know that we're not happy, and this will be on the BBC's mind. Now, whether they agree with us or not, that's a different story. But I do think we are making a difference. Now, I firmly believe if you feel strongly enough about something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you feel strongly enough and passionate enough about something, I think you should. I think you should be true to yourself, and I think you should say something, because you will regret it. Because, BBC might be ignoring us right now, but they can't ignore the ratings for too long, and they will have to listen to the fans eventually. But then the next time they make the choice for the Doctor, they will think carefully this time. The next time they make the decision to bring a new showrunner in, they will think carefully this time, because they know they'll be on their last chance with Whovians like us. Because I'm being honest with you, I cannot take another a bad era after this one. The next one will have to be an improvement. Now, I'm not expecting it to be spectacular, but if we get decent enough episodes that bring us back slowly, bring the love back slowly to, you know what I mean? I've lost love for this show, and it actually kills me. It does. That's why I'm not on camera. I just can't look at me face on the screen right now.
Here's the thing. If maybe the BBC won't listen, but there will come a point with enough negative feedback, you can affect viewership. You can affect viewership with enough negative feedback and enough complaining. You can affect how people perceive the show, and that in turn will affect whether they watch it. And if you affect whether they watch it, there will come a point when the ratings are so low the BBC simply cannot ignore it, because it would look ridiculous and stupid.
Yeah, but I will say this though, it has to be justified what you're saying. Like if you're going to review Doctor Who, you have to be true. You can't be falsely negative about it because you just hate everything about it. Look, I do hate everything about the book. I'm not being falsely negative. Everybody agrees on the panel. Like, this is bad. This is not Doctor Who standard. It's not at the level it should be, and we're all in agreement with that. So for that reason alone, he should be out the door. She should be out the door. But BBC, I believe you just have to keep going. They have to listen, because if they don't, Doctor Who will die, and then they will realize they've made a big mistake, and then they'll take it off air for a few years. They'll take the gamble, bring it back, and it won't fly the next time. It won't fly the next time. I don't think it will, because you won't have someone like an RTD the next time round. I don't think that could unite the fans again, because you've got to remember the fandom is shattered as well. It's not just the show that's completely destroyed, the fandom as well. And you have to try somehow get a showrunner and the next person to play the Doctor, and also you'll have to pick the right companions as well. The next era of Doctor Who is going to be scrutinized, if it does get a next era after Chibnall, will be even scrutinized more than this one is, because people will want to see an improvement. People will not want to go back, because they'll say, we don't want to go back to the days of Chibnall where he disrespected canon, or he did this with it, or he ran the show into the ground. It has to improve. It can't. This era is not improving, but we just have to hope and pray that the next one is, and that's why I firmly believe we should keep out there, because we've got to him. He's had a little dig. He's had a little dig at the fans with that upgrade line. So we've obviously got to him. Jodie Whittaker's had a bit of a dig as well. So we've obviously got to her. So, you know, they know that they're not going to win us over with Cybermen, with Daleks, with Sea Devils, or whatever they've done so far this season. Even with the Master, even with the biggest reveal of this series, it still hasn't done anything to elevate the show or its ratings.
I don't think they fully understand. I really don't think they fully understand why the show isn't succeeding, because they're that brainwashed in their own propaganda.
Yeah, you're right, 100%. Yes, they like. Well, this is what happens whenever anybody doesn't go and see the movie, like the woke movie they want. They're like, well, why didn't you go and see Charlie's Angels? What are you? Because it was shit.
Well, why was it shit? We don't understand.
Because Charlie's Angels is developed for the male gaze. I'm sorry. That's a very important part of it. I don't want to see,
Yeah, I don't have enough. I don't have enough fingers and toes to start this list.
No.
I'd rather put bleach in my eyes and suffer than watch Charlie's Angels. Get away. Actually, I'm actually at that point with Doctor Who. That's what I'll do for next week's episode. I will just sellotape my eyes together or something, right? And just listen to it.
Oh, no, that won't work, because you have to hear her voice.
Yeah, I know, but then I'll actually truly hear how bad it is. Get it together now with a $2 super chat. Says, silence in the face of evil is the greater sin. And then you followed up with another super chat there.
I agree with that.
Hold on.
There's no easy way to absorb these episodes. There's no sugar you can combine with this medicine to make it go down easy. None. No. You can mute the audio, you can mute the video, you can read the script. It just doesn't matter all the way around. You're going to have to take. It's a bitter pill.
Yeah.
I have to watch a lot of good Doctor Who this week to get this out of my system.
Right. Or another show that's good or better.
I haven't been able, to me shame, I haven't been able to watch anything with the name Doctor Who because, and I know that's sad to say, and it's not taking it out on classic. It's just killed me completely. You know, I might try watch one tonight to see if I feel any better. But here's this other.
Put a good old
John
lots
Pertwee.
Of CSO.
Watch the Damons. That'll make you feel better.
Oh, great episode.
Look, Noel, look at it this way, Noel. A guy like me, this is a lot of these episodes are new to me.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from my point of view. Look, it's still relevant. Guys like me, I haven't seen every Doctor Who episode. I'm still, I've got hours and hours of stuff that I could look at, and it would be fresh and new to me. So there are people like me out there that can still enjoy and appreciate it as if it's brand new. So you can go away with that.
I'm going to say something here, and everybody on the panel will agree with me here. I envy you right now because you're going to get to see some epic stories. You're going to get you're going to be blown away by some of it. You're going to be amazed at the level of writing they actually had.
Well, here's my point though: is that Doctor Who, the classics, don't let this bitter pill taint your jade you, because there's the classics are still relevant. It's still relevant. Blake 7 is still relevant. This all the good stuff is there's no expiration date on good quality acting and writing.
100%.
Look at these old books. These old books that that were written back in the Greek days. I mean,
True.
The Iliad and Odyssey, and these books are still classic. So I'm just saying, Doctor Who, the classic Doctor, it's still relevant. Still relevant. Don't let this taint leave a bad taste in your mouth.
Have you guys started putting out your Blake 7 videos yet?
We watched the first season.
Right,
and we did like it.
We
talked a little bit about it last night, but we haven't, we're just taking our time with it.
Because I think we need to be informed before we give a, I
full
really kind of
stream.
want to get the full series, the full franchise under our belt before we kind of.
All right. I would love the whole newbie.
No, that's a good idea, actually, though, because then you will have a sense. It'd be better that way than instead of doing a serious.
So far, we're loving it, though. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's actually helped me.
Good. We all need help now. Here, get together now with a $2 super chat again. Says bypass regeneration. Go right to McGann. Listen, we've had this debate on this panel loads of times about a spin-off. Now, while I can understand why fans want a spin-off, right? Because the main show is so bad. But you see, the way I look at it is the main show has to be perfect first before you start doing spin-offs. RTD did it the right way. When he brought Doctor Who back in 2005, it became a success. And then he brought us Torchwood. And then we got the Sarah Jane Adventures then, didn't we? So expanded the universe the right way. Doctor Who's universe right now and Doctor Who's main show is a shambles, right? Bringing Paul McGann back, right, for me personally, would be the BBC saying, okay, we've messed up. We got it wrong. It's a shambles, but we're going to give you Paul McGann. They're never going to do that. I would love it to happen, but they'll never bring Paul McGann back because you know why? BBC never admit when they're wrong. I told you, this is the same organization that covered up bad behavior behind the scenes. I'm not getting too deep into it, but this is the same organization that is responsible for keeping pedophiles from getting locked up. Okay? When it comes to the BBC, they don't really give a shit, but we're making it different right now. BBC are vulnerable because BBC have always kind of had the press and the government on their side. You see, it's a different story now that Boris is actually in 10 Downing Street now. For the first time, BBC feared that something might actually happen to that organisation. And on top of that, they were criticised for their Christmas schedule when they announced their Christmas schedule.
Oh, really? What for?
Because they showed a lot of reruns, and they basically brought in shows that the public didn't think were of high quality. Some people said having Gavin and Stacey on as Christmas Day now became a rating smash, but people were actually giving out about that at the time. There was loads of articles. Actually, I threw a few of them up. I actually did a video on the backlash. I read out the article. People weren't happy, but they're also being accused of being biased when it came to the Brexit and the general election. So they're very vulnerable right now.
Right.
Now, here's the kicker. You've probably heard me read out the article about BBC Studios, and this is why this is all very interesting. BBC Studios have lost a shit ton of money, millions, right? And the reason why they've lost millions is because their two best-selling IPs were Top Gear and Doctor Who, and both are struggling right now. When they fired Jeremy Clarkson, whether you like the guy or not, right? He is a twat, but whether you like him or not, he was brilliant in Top Gear, and so was James May and Richard Hammond. They were brilliant. I even love what did they do? The Grand Tour. Loved the Grand Tour. Loved them. Right, brilliant. Right, but they left, and then they replaced them with the guy that played Joey Tribbiani, Matt LeBlanc, right, and Chris Evans, who is a multi-millionaire because he sold his radio station or something to Virgin, and he became a multi-millionaire overnight. He's a DJ. He was Billy Piper's husband.
Yeah, ex-husband.
Right? So, what was the point? Yeah. So, what's happened is those two IPs are struggling, so they're not bringing in the money, and the new IPs that they're having are not doing as well as they thought they were going to do, right? So they've lost millions. So BBC right now are vulnerable, right? This is why it's important, and this is the most important time that this fandom actually has, and it's the most vulnerable that BBC have. So this time, normally I'd say BBC don't give a shit, right? They don't care. But I think we have them at a nice time now, and this era happens to be at a nice time, because if this was, say, 2 years down the line, I think Doctor Who would be finished, because we'd get this crap, you know what I mean? And they wouldn't care. They're vulnerable right now. BBC will reassert themselves in a couple of years' time. They always do. They're like Disney. They always find a way, right? But we have them right now. So a boycott. If you are still watching Doctor Who, as I said, don't. Us four miserable bastards here are actually going through depression, and we're actually losing our minds right now. It's bad for your mental health, right? It's bad for your intelligence, right? Because it makes you stupid. Doctor Who actually makes you stupid now. And do you hear me? I'm talking like a stupid person, because that's exactly who it attracts. Stupid people with no intelligence that actually don't give a shit or a damn about the lore or the canon. And I don't like it.
But even if Jodie Whittaker was given intelligent lines and it was brilliant, she would destroy it.
Wrecking ball.
Yeah,
Wrecking ball. Jason, she's just like, when she says her line, it's just a job.
It's just so grating on the ears. It just grates on the ears. I just can't stand to hear her talk in the show, because the way she comes across, oh my God. I just want to punch the hell out of her.
She's just like an annoying mother, who are lecturing you. Oh my God.
But I've told Bluebonnet Whovian this. She reminds me. You ever watch these educational shows for kids in the mornings? They bring them on, and then they have some like adult who acts like a kid.
Yeah,
a stupid kid.
I know exactly what you mean.
And they're trying to cater, and you're just thinking, oh my God, if I was a kid, I'd want to shoot myself.
I want to do the exact opposite of whatever she's telling me to do.
Yeah. Right. So this is how
Jodie Whittaker. Get the van. I'll get the van with the blacked out vans. Yeah. No
Jodie Whittaker is the host on a TV show that comes right after Teletubbies.
It is Teletubbies.
It is. It's Teletubbies. No, sorry, that's an insult to Teletubbies, because the Teletubbies at least was a bit intelligent. No,
Teletubbies didn't really make me mad.
No.
Teletubbies, you can get really high and enjoy it. If you get really high with Doctor Who, you're going to be miserable.
I would sit down now and watch Peppa Pig over Doctor Who, and she annoys me. But I'd sit down and watch Grandpa Pig, Grandma Pig, Mammy Pig, Daddy Pig, George, and who's the other one? Peppa. Yeah, that's them all. I've mentioned them all. I'd rather watch that family get stuck in the mud or something than watch the crap.
And they've got there's educational programs down here like the Big Comfy Couch, which Jodie Whittaker would fit right into.
Perfect. Yeah, Reading Rainbow. That's who she is.
Actually, Reading Rainbow was a good show.
It was good back in the day. It
was Geordie LaForge in it.
Yeah. On a fishing show or a golf program, because she just has one of those. She just hasn't got a voice that actually, gives me any excitement when she says that. When she's supposed to when we're supposed to be terrified along with her, she doesn't convince me either.
She doesn't convince me. Anything she's doing, it's not convincing.
She's like a really good parody character. Like somebody would do a comedy routine of Doctor Who.
Yeah, I think it's a comedy
really
show.
Awful. Who doesn't know she's awful. That's who she is. It's just funny.
The thing is, every doctor has some. Well, okay, I'm not going to say every, because Pertwee was a pretty serious doctor. Hartnell was pretty serious, but a lot of doctors had that quirky kind of. There were some eccentricities. She's just a goofball. She's just not even like. It's not even. It was like Tom Baker was an interesting eccentric. Yeah. It was fun, and when he said something that was cute, it was, he made it entertaining. When she does it, it just comes off like she's some kind of nitwit, harebrained goofball that, she, like I've always said, she just needs some big floppy red shoes and a big clown nose with that afro hair that the clowns wear. She's just a clown. She's just a friggin' clown.
That costume is just what? Why? And like when she's being interviewed, she dresses like a normal person, and she looks so much like. He was wearing an outfit in the recent interviews. So it's like this black outfit. That would have been so much better a costume for her.
You know why? You know why that is? Because it would give some contrast to her character. She has no contrast right now. Right now, it's simply that she wears a goofy outfit, and she's goofy as hell. And there's no straight man element to her.
Colin Baker, it worked because it was his outlandish outfit, but he wasn't goofy.
He made it work. He made it work, and he could be a little goofy, but he made it work because he could also be serious, and he knew how to command a scene. Tom Baker knew how to command a scene. All these actors knew how to command a scene. She can't command it.
Here's a question for you. I'm going to read out this super chat first, and last, $5 Australian says, just told Gary at Neurotic you have a screen capture of Doctor Who at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I think a lot of fans seen it at 0% and took a screenshot. I think nearly half of the fans.
Yeah, someone messaged me that.
Yeah, and actually there was a time on it where there was no audience score actually on it at all. It wasn't even a 0 there at all. It was just blank. But Stephen asks a question, and I want to throw this one up because I actually think this one is an interesting question, because I'm going to say no. I've already said this. I think her career is done after this, or she hasn't done it. She hasn't done it any favors. But Stephen Cassidy asks, "Do you think Jodie Whittaker will get work after this?"
Yeah, I'm going to say in the short term, yes.
You'll see her in the jungle in 3 years' time.
Yeah, no, she's done. This is it. This is the
well,
high point of her
you know.
career.
But here, I think Rabbi, she'll probably get work, but it'll be like voiceover work. It'll be some low end TV stuff.
Oh God,
Cartoons.
that voice.
Cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be in
I
some
don't like
children's
anything she's
cartoons.
selling.
She'll get some. It'll be some low value, low end, B grade stuff.
Let's hope it's not a Shrek type bleeding animation. I don't care what. If it's a low budget thing, then we're not going to watch it and be interested in it. I don't
It'll
care.
be straight to video or straight to streaming or something.
No one's going to put her in a high budget movie after. There's no way. She's not.
Well, here's the thing. I'm just going to say, who cares? We're not going to watch her anymore.
Right, you're not going to watch it.
We're not going to have any interest. So, to be honest with you, Stephen, I think the answer I would give is I don't care whether she gets work or not. Once she never comes back to Doctor Who ever again, I don't care.
She's never coming back. She's never doing Big Finish. She's never doing an anniversary. No. She's never coming back.
No,
well, she may be the first Doctor that they actually bring back later on, several eras down the road. You can imagine the uproar that would cause, because they've never actually regenerated a Doctor, into a former incarnation. But she might be the first.
Say that.
Okay, you know what I'd love the BBC to do with the next era. When they start the next era, just start off with the Capaldi regeneration and just regenerate it to somebody else.
Yeah,
and just a complete FU to the
like a Ghostbusters FU, right?
Yes, complete that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so much better.
Well, during that when I saw her look into the reflection and just say "brilliant" the first words out of her mouth, I just knew. I was happy she got thrown out of the TARDIS.
Well, I just she's very good in that drama where she pretended to be a doctor. Oh, the irony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was on BritBox. I've never watched it because I can't stand her.
I'm not going to lie. She's all right at low budget drama. Yeah. I mean, as I said, she was in Broadchurch, but the way our fans go on, you think she was the main star.
She's lifetime made for TV. That's her.
Yeah. She's gonna be she should be in movies like Cats, movies that bomb. They're the type of movies, because she grinds you, when she talks. So maybe if there's a Cats sequel, actually producers of Cats, if you are listening now, if you want an actress for your next movie, if you even
that's abuse to animals.
Yeah, if you haven't destroyed your movie enough, just hire her.
That's it. If you want to kill a franchise, hire Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall.
Franchise killer should be her title.
She may be on the next series of Star Trek Discovery.
Yes, that's where she belongs.
Star Trek Discovery. Because that's not quite destroyed enough yet.
Actually, hang on though. What series do we actually hate? And we could send the two of them over with our blessing.
Oh, so ready. Discovery.
Anything with the Real Housewives in it, because I hate reality television.
Well, if you really want to destroy a good, you could do some kind of sequel to 2010 or 2001: A Space Odyssey and throw her in there.
Well, we like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I know this is about what franchise would you want to destroy? I'm thinking what would be the perfect role for her to destroy something we all love again.
Oh well, no, I don't want to give them ideas.
No, Jason. We're talking about bleeding shows or films that we don't like that we want to throw her in.
It doesn't matter. She'd destroy anything she's in anyway. And you know, I mean, franchises that we hate. Jesus, this day and age, how many
franchises do we like anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that's a better way to.
We should look at it this way. When Matt Smith brought Doctor Who to a different level, right? And it became huge in America, right? Look at his career since he's actually left. Now, we know he's done The Crown and he was very good in The Crown. But he was like in 3 seconds. No, not 3 seconds.
He hasn't been in a lot.
3 minutes of Terminator altogether as a CGI bleeding being. And then you see him right at the end of the movie. Like, you know, he hasn't really done anything. And then, was he in the new Star Wars movie? Because apparently,
who knows?
So he got
caught. He was in a show called Lost River too that I watched, but it was not a popular movie.
So you know, he was very popular in the role. He was loved by fans, young and old, right? He left the role because he wanted to go on to bigger things. But okay, The Crown is a good show, but is it a step up from Doctor Who? I would have to say. You know, it's.
I think it got. I think there's a certain typecasting. Look at Tom Baker.
Look, wait a minute. How many? Okay, think about it for a minute. Other than David Tennant, can you name one Doctor or a series of companions or anyone in the show that went on to greater things?
Karen Gillian.
Other than Karen Gillian.
No.
Gillian.
No,
not really.
So all I'm saying is there's a track
Peter
record.
Capaldi is finally
he's in Suicide Squad, so he
finally.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
It's been a long time since he's been in a major movie.
I mean, I'm saying that's to be determined, but I can't think of too many people that are in the Doctor Who franchise who went on to bigger and better things after they left.
That's what I'm saying. And look at Jodie Whittaker. That's what I'm saying. She doesn't have a hope in hell. So all these fans, I had one fan actually, pro Jodie fan, say to me that Jodie Whittaker one day will win an Oscar. And I just thought of Meryl Streep, and I thought, she's won how many Oscars? And imagine if Jodie Whittaker won an Oscar beside her. That would be like insulting to Meryl Streep's talent. There's no way that Jodie Whittaker would win an Oscar in the real world, let alone a parallel universe, for God's sake. She's not that good. She didn't even win. How many single awards did she actually win for Series 11? And were there any of
No, it was one like weird diversity award, I think.
Exactly.
Look at her awards list in general. Go to her Wikipedia page. Look at the awards list. She has, outside of Doctor Who, she has a total of 1 award.
What was that for?
And I can't even remember what it was for. It's that forgettable.
And Peter Capaldi's has won.
Oh, Peter Capaldi's has a list of awards, but I'm saying
Peter Capaldi should have won loads for Doctor Who. It's a shambles that he didn't actually win more than he should have.
No, he's a older white male. He's not. He's just destined for no awards.
If I had to pick the level of acting ability for Tulsin Cole and Mandip Gill, it would be seriously they're on the level of like daytime soap. Daytime television, daytime soap opera.
Yeah, something like Coronation Street or a Neighbours. I don't know if you got that over there, or Home and Away.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be anything where you would be like, oh, well, those are great characters in the show. We would really miss them if they were gone. It would be nothing of that level. It would just be, well, they make nice extras. Maybe even they're the guy at the bar. They sit at the end of the bar. They consult with them periodically because they're, you serve them a beer. They have something to say. They throw in their one line for the episode, and then that's it.
I just, Christian, no, I wish. You know what I said? If I ever met Moffat down the street, I would knock him out for what he did with the Clara storyline. I didn't like what he did there, but I tell you something, man. If I seen Moffat now, I'd shake his hand, beg him to come back and say, "Listen, mate, all is forgiven."
Exactly.
Look, listen, mate. I still don't like the Clara thread, but do me a favor. Come back and fix this mess, will you? Because you're the only guy that I think can actually. And I'm being honest, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Fans don't want to look backwards, but I think Stephen Moffat or even his deputy are the only two capable of fixing this mess.
You mean as writers?
Yeah, you mean Mark Gatiss, right?
Yeah, showrunner.
Yeah.
I think we need to.
We're talking about is on the writing side.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Toby Whitehouse could do it as well.
Well, I'm saying, what about the writers from Big Finish? Aren't there plenty of writers in Big Finish that could?
Yeah, but they don't normally cross over that too often.
Well, I don't know if they normally do, but I'm saying there are people available that have written stories that certainly you could adapt it to the screen.
Well, here's the thing: Nicholas Brigg was actually originally fired by the BBC, if that's accurate. He said something in an He was said something in an article, but he said it cryptically, but someone figured it out, and he wasn't. They brought him back for obviously for the Daleks, but what you call it? Yeah, I think he was let go. Just
wait, I thought it was the other one, the Dalek operator.
That's him, Nicholas Briggs. He voices the Daleks.
No. I thought the other one. He wrote a column on the back page of Doctor Who magazine, and there was this cryptic thing.
Cryptic.
But it wasn't Nicholas Briggs. It was the other one. What?
Who?
Oh, what's the name?
Well, he voices the Daleks. There's two.
No. It wasn't the guy who voices it. It was the guy in it.
In the Dalek.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, I apologize.
Let me look up Dalek operator.
I want to get into trouble. Well, yeah, take that back. You weren't fired by the BBC, but I wish they'd hire you. Actually, you do a good job. And actually, he could bring back. Do you know what? We need some of the writers back from the RTD era as well, in my opinion, and maybe get a couple of writers from the Moffat era as well. Join forces. I'm telling you, they have potential here. And if they only listen to some of the fans as well. Now, look at. I know they're not going to listen to everything the fans say, because if they put everything in that the fans said, we'd get a series that was all over the place. but they could cherry pick some great ideas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tap into the fandom just as much as they could tap into Big Finish. They could tap into. They've got a treasure trove of talent there, but they've hired all the mediocre. And I think not only that though. I think Chris Chibnall, I don't know if any of you would agree with me on this one. I think he's hired these type of writers is because they're not that expensive. And for them working on Doctor Who, like Jodie Whittaker, would be a huge step up.
Right. And they'll do what they're told.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he can control them and say, right, this is what I want in your story. This is the elements that I want. You fit your story around that. Because sometimes it does feel like that with some of the stars. I just don't know. Chibnall is just
right. Do you remember? I think Nerdronic did this thing where he said when they said they didn't have any ideas for Christmas episodes anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had like tons of fantastic premises for Christmas episodes in like that live stream. By the way, it was Raymond Whitman who says it was Nicholas Pegg.
That's why I get it mixed up, because they're both Nicholas.
Right.
Yeah, well, he wrote something, and he was fired. But there's a couple of people that are unhappy. See, this is the thing, though. BBC are very, very good at sweeping things under the carpet. They don't want you to believe that there's any problems behind the scenes or there's people that are giving out. Now, have you noticed those people that were praising Series 11? Some of them have become less vocal, actually, for Series 12. The like of the Moffat guys, they were all praising it. Oh yeah, it's something that you're never going to see before. It's amazing and all this. Even Moffat said about Jodie Whittaker's first scene, it was absolutely amazing. You'll never see anything like it. And then when I watched it, it was flat as a pancake. The best part was when the TARDIS actually threw her out, and I was like,
yes.
And then she let go, and then I thought, oh my God, is she actually gonna? Is this a trick and she's going to regenerate straight away?
Yeah, I mean, how did she fall that far from the TARDIS and not regenerate? Because Tom Baker fell from a tower.
No, but hang on. In the very same episode, Alice, or wherever Graham's wife, falls from a small height. I know she gets electrocuted, but she dies.
Right, but Tom Baker fell from a tower. I mean, not even as high as from the TARDIS to the Earth, and he regenerated.
Forced regeneration. I know.
Well, it's because she's a woman, and
she's the bestest ever.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's so good.
She's got ray disease.
She probably used her. She didn't have her sonic screwdriver, because if she had that, she would use that to break her fall. No, she made it out of spoons.
Oh yeah, that line. Yeah, she made it out. I know that line was just insulting, man. He was there talking about something great, and she just follows it up.
Well, hey, that brings up a good point about this episode that I was thinking when I was watching the show. Here you've got these aliens with anti-gravity technology operating the ship who's traversed the known galaxy, right?
Yeah,
and they're looking for a guy like Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla wasn't brilliant, but
no, I'm not saying he wasn't smart, but like he's got the knowledge to fix their ship.
Yeah, and the whole
Yeah,
premise
what? Oh,
that
that's so stupid.
they're like those fucking creatures in School Reunion, the scavenger race. They
Oh,
take
yeah.
the best bits. Oh, he ripped them off. He just
They're not looking for they're not looking for the doctor. They're looking for Tesla.
Well, with this doctor.
No, but I'm saying normally, under any other condition, you would think they would want someone who
Like
had
the
the know-how,
doctor,
like
right?
the doctor who built the TARDIS, or at least knows
Well, he
how
didn't
to
build the TARDIS.
No. I misspoke, but knows how to operate the TARDIS, knows how to fix it apparently. And somehow, they're going to hire this guy. They want this guy who he's what? Way back in history, just discovering electricity.
I agree with you. It makes no sense. But what they do is they're like a scavenger race. So they had something like that in School Reunion. Serious,
they had the same
wasn't it? But they were bat-like creatures. But they cherry-picked the best bits from different worlds and technologies and stuff like that. So it was a rip-off of that. But I mean, I do agree with you, that whole story. And I think even Jodie Whittaker's doctor actually says it in a line, why Tesla in 1900?
Yeah.
Whatever. And I was like, good point. Actually, you've asked a great question there.
Wow.
Tree. And I'm like, even after I got the answer, I was like, really?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, and even Tesla's like, well, I'm not going to help you. And like, you could help. Like, what are you going to do?
Oh, I don't know, man. This is just, his writing is just so bad. And even, who wrote this?
Natalie.
Yeah, this was the new one. Nina Mativia. I mean, even the title of this episode is stupid.
Yeah.
Actually, it's appropriate.
It's like somebody who just doesn't know what this bloody show is.
Let's be honest, it was terrifying. But
it was a night of terror.
Yeah, it was terrifying, all right, but all for the wrong reasons.
Right, it's coming up to like just go 1:30 for me, so I'm gonna have to bail soon.
Yeah, us too.
Not a bother. How long have you got roughly? So I know. About 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I'll do another 10 minutes.
Right, grand. We'll kill it after 10 minutes. The Krillitane, that's what they were. It was the Krillitane.
Oh yeah, I like them.
Yeah, so he basically ripped off the same premise, because think about it, the Krillitanes cherry-picked the best bits from the different races that they conquered and personal appearance, but this one, it was more technology-based, but it's still kind of the same kind of idea.
Well, that's what he's done this whole season. He's ripped off RTD and Moffat. I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Withams, actually. Because Cheryl said the same thing. How come all of a sudden?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Yeah, you said
it's become so brilliant.
Have any of you guys noticed how Yaz on a few occasions had demonstrated scientific knowledge out of nowhere?
Yes.
Yeah. But maybe that's a story thread that hasn't been revealed yet.
I really don't think so.
You're giving him way too much credit.
Oh, I am. Yeah, maybe I am giving him too much credit, because, like, I would think of something like that because I'm clever, like all my panel here. But Chris Chibnall just doesn't have a brain. I'm actually wondering what he actually has between that head, because it certainly isn't a brain.
He should just stick with writing drama. I mean,
he's not even good at that.
No, but
he's not lucky with Broadchurch. Let's be honest, because Series 2 and Series 3 were complete shit.
Well, Series 2 wasn't as bad as Series 3, but you could see it going downhill.
Well, was he involved with Series 1?
Yeah, Series 1.
And was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
It was, but everybody is saying now, because it's the only good thing, because people have went back through his career and have looked, and Eddie even said, I heard the other night, the only good thing that he's actually written is Broadchurch.
So I'm just saying, when the guy applies himself, he should stick to drama. If you're going to apply yourself, Chibnall, stick to drama. Don't wander over into sci-fi, because it doesn't work.
Well, there's no sci-fi in these series. Again, show me the sci-fi.
No, but I'm saying that's the point, is he can't write sci-fi. He has no business in the sci-fi genre because he can't write it.
I really remember enjoying his season of Torchwood. That's their second season. I remember enjoying it much more than the first season.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, no, the Children of the Earth one.
No. Chibnall's one, the one with the like exit wounds. With like, I just remember going, I like this better, but go figure, you know.
Yeah, I haven't watched Torchwood, so that's.
Don't bother. You're fine.
Yeah.
We should not take ourselves too seriously and learn to laugh at ourselves. Yeah, but trust me, this series kind of like your mouth and your face just has one expression, and even after you've stopped watching it after a couple of hours, your face stays with that one expression. So it's actually very hard to laugh, right?
I can laugh at myself. What does that got to do with ragging on the show? What are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm confused.
I think someone's just saying we should relax a bit.
Maybe, but I mean, there's a time for relaxation, and then there's a time to gripe, and now's the time to gripe.
Yeah,
we only do it. What? How often do we really? I mean, you might do it more than the rest of us, but I'm saying we come on here on this panel. This panel assembles once every Sunday. You might. I don't know how often you come on, Rabbi, but we assemble once every Sunday for maybe 2 or 3 hours, possibly a little more. It's not like it's every day for 8 hours a day, and and we let her have it. We let the franchise have it, but it's not like we're sitting over here. I got stuff I do during the week. I got a job. Right. Everybody here has jobs. It's not like we're sitting around, with smoke pouring out of our ears for 16 hours a day until we go back to bed. So let's put it in perspective.
You never know, though. I might do a 24-hour stream where I just rant about.
I wouldn't put it past you.
It's doable. It's totally doable.
I wouldn't put it past you.
You know what?
Channel 24 hours a day.
Well, I tell you something. If something pops up charity-wise, I might do a 24-hour stream where I just rant.
God, no. You need to get some blood pressure medicine if that's the case. That's dangerous.
Blood pressure has gone past the point of being. Yeah, this show is really doing bad things to me.
I'm drinking again, so I'm telling you.
I can't even. I'm serious. I'm not over exaggerating. Some nights I just can't sleep just thinking about it. It's on my mind all the time. It's weird because people will say, "But Noel, it's only a TV show." Fine, I get that point, but I've been watching it since I'm a kid. It's been in my DNA. I've when it came back, as I said, it was a lifesaver. I love the fact it came back and the fact that it was a success, and I actually enjoyed Christopher Eccleston as the Doctor, even though there was complaints at the time. See, this is what fans forget. Even when Christopher Eccleston was cast, there was actually discontent amongst fans, right? Because some fans actually thought he couldn't do the comedy part, right? He couldn't be his comedic timing would be off, right? They also criticised his costume, but of course, when we seen him on screen, that evaporated.
Exactly. He won me over. I had all those reservations, and he won me over pretty much straight away. Yeah, exactly.
He's very foreseen with Rose is brilliant. The way he's even acting in the house when he goes to Jackie is coming on to him. I know that was a bit
right.
When the plastic can jumps up, he's making fake. Remember when he's reading the book, he picks up the cards and the cards flop, and he's just like, the ending is crappy. So he's saying things, and then he goes in, the plastic can grabs him by the neck, and he's making all the. I thought that was funny. He won me over right there. He was the Doctor right there. And then when he does that little speech with Rose, where he tells her he could feel the planet moving and all, I said, yeah, he's the Doctor. And then when I heard the TARDIS, that was it. I was won over straight away.
For me, it was in the Unquiet Dead, but
when I hear the TARDIS now, I cringe. Because I know, no, I'm serious, because I know she's going to step out of it. They're going to blunder out as well. She's just going to blunder out like an idiot, like she does every week, and she's going to overlook something and look stupid again. And I agree, she sucks the life out of every scene. And I'm being honest with you, right? The writing, again, over Series 11, 3 episodes out of the 4 have been a slight improvement on Series 11. But the problem is it's shown Jodie Whittaker up really, really badly. She is way out of our league. And when Sasha was put up against her, I'm sorry. I know there was some scenes I even admitted myself where the two of them were in it, and she convinced me, right? but she's just not good enough. When he comes back, and we know he's gonna come back, he's gonna be full master mode. Remember, we only got a little snippet, right? We haven't seen a full episode of him yet, full master mode yet, properly. So
Well, that was my favorite part of the season so far. We'll see the Masters Tardis.
That's it. Him and the Tardis. That's it. The only highlight of this show so far, we can't believe that we're saying it, is the Doctor's arch enemy, the Master, and we're all rooting for the Master.
Yes.
And
which we know is not gonna, he's not gonna win.
When he grabbed her by the throat on the Eiffel Tower, I said, please, just throw her over now. You've had plenty of chances to kill the Doctor over the years. This is your chance. Go for it. I'd never say that. I'd always.
Yeah, and he didn't do it, just like he didn't shrink her when he, when he came walking into that stupid, he had a chance to kill her in both occasions, couldn't. I mean, this is why I kind of fault the writing for the Master. I mean, just that's just dumb.
At least try.
Well,
maybe you don't succeed.
I mean, make an effort to heave her over the side of the balcony at least. I mean, choking her.
Yeah, but that's twice. Interestingly, she's been grabbed by the throat by a bloke. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Twice
Yeah.
now.
Well, she was made to kneel and say his name too.
Yeah. Which I that was my favorite scene. I know it might sound weird to people, but the fact that he got, because you know what, we've had all this thing, right, of our being a feminist and our gender and all this, but the fact that a man was still able to get down on your knees now, and she basically did it, that gave me some little, sorry, I know it sounds bad, but I'm just taking little victories right now, and I should be enjoying it, but I'm going to take that one. And
yeah,
I did,
but you know what?
and I enjoyed it. But that's not the way I should be viewing Doctor Who. That's the problem.
Yeah, but the Jodie supporters are going to be like, yeah, and guess who made her do that? It was an evil villain.
Yeah,
a man.
Yeah.
So it just kind of paints men in a bit. It's another jab at men in a way.
Yeah,
because this wasn't like Graham telling her to get down. This was the Master. So it was a villain. It was a guy, and obviously that was an evil man. Anyway, maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Right, listen, we'll finish with this one. First and last with a $10 Australian super chat says, Crispy Pro spoke of the timeless child and the Doctor being the same, and she is the secret regeneration. This is the Time Lord's lie. Yeah, we spoke about this on the channel. Gary from Neurotics actually gets the original credit because he did do a video on this a few months back. And at the time, we were all, actually, I remember because everybody got emotional over that rumor. And a lot of fans were, even both sides actually, no, not more the J-bots, they don't care. But I mean, the ones that are watching this that kind of are not as militant as us, but like certain parts of it, even they were like, here, too far. So this has been common knowledge amongst the fans. Yes, I've been told, and of course Eddie was on here, apparently the Timeless Child and Jodie Whittaker are one of the same. Jodie will be playing dual roles sometime during this whole story arc, if that's to be believed. That's why I don't believe Chloe Webber is actually the Timeless Child.
So we have to suffer through two of her?
She's going to be the mother of all Time Lords. So she's going to be the
mother of all Time Lords.
Yeah, and she's going to be like that's why they're going to say, forget all the male doctors. It's all this woman doctor is where everything came from.
Apparently what it is basically the female regeneration was supposed to be the regeneration that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I saw part of that on
it's
Talk
basically
Doctor.
the law regeneration. It's not the true regeneration. So it's basically like his way of doing what they've done with Star Trek. It's kind of like a different timeline sort of thing, like the Kelvin timeline. So he's got his own little universe thing going on or something. That's why Gallifrey's destroyed and all that. I absolutely think this will kill the show anyway. But to even think of this, it's horrendous. But we have known about this first and last. This is the one thing that us fans have been fearing, and so far, if we look at what's happened, Gallifrey, and then we seen the flash, it was a flashback, and we seen the Timeless Child. We're worried now because a lot of things that Gary said in that video are actually coming true. So yeah, I think he's going to decanonize. I've said this already. He's going to decanonize the whole show. I think that has been his plan, and yeah, and he's tried to. I think he's tried to soften the blow, or he thinks he's tried to soften the blow by bringing back old villains to try and appease us. But if he thinks that that's going to appease me for what he's about to do, or I think he's about to do, well, he can go and fuck himself. Because I tell you one thing now, that's not what we envision for this show. This show, look at you destroy. You're basically spitting on everything that every single actor, every single actress that ever starred in Doctor Who before. You're disrespecting every single person that played that role, and I'm sorry, it's incomprehensible. I just can't do this.
He obviously cares. So
it's this is not what we look. He's doing it for a reason, and I just can't think why. I think he's trying to do his own version of Doctor Who, because I honestly think someone said this last year, and I thought, nah, he won't go that far, right? But someone said, don't be surprised if the TARDIS ends up slowly but surely disappearing from our screens, and we don't. And if you've actually noticed, we've seen the TARDIS less in Series 11.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a little bit more of the TARDIS in Series 12, the interior, especially, or the interior, yeah. But it's being kept out of sight, the actual police box. We're not seeing the police box as much. We're only seeing the inside of the TARDIS. Now, Disney have done similar things, if you've noticed, with their movies. The likes of killing off the old characters, destroying the Millennium Falcon. It's all designed. See what Disney's plan is. They don't want to be paying George Lucas money, right? So they'll come up with their own, but it's at the backfiring on them now, right? Chris Chibnall, I think, is actually trying to do the same with Doctor Who. He wants to create his own universe, so Doctor Who is completely independent and will have no resemblance of the old at all. So you'll never get, right? We've got all these villains, and I have a theory. The reason why we're getting them is because the last time we're ever going to see them again.
Yeah, but you know, he can make his own little universe. That people aren't going to watch it anyway.
Right,
It's
exactly.
done.
It is done. Yeah. It is done. And with that, and we leave. I wish we were leaving on a more happier note. Well, we are, because I'm going to get the panel here now to give a shout out to their channels. And if some of my moderators are still in the chat, because I can't see it on this bloody StreamYard, if you could put the links up to their channels, I really appreciate it. But as I said, yeah, we'll be back next week with this panel. Hopefully, we will have the will to carry on. But, I will give everybody a chance. Jason, listen, thanks for hopping on as usual.
I appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Nice having you part of the panel, mate. To be honest with you, I do love your opinions, actually.
Thank you.
Blue Bonnet, as usual, thanks very much. You're a regular on this channel now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have the Blue Bonnet is the senior second senior TARDIS owner, and we've got the Rabbi from Another Planet. Do me a favor, guys, before I let you go. Just let guys know what you have upcoming on your channels, and I think Chris has actually put your channels up in the chat as well. So just let guys know what you are doing over the next couple of days and weeks, and yeah, I'll shut up now.
Well, I guess the next thing I'm going to do is a review of Doctor Who. God help me.
Are you going to suffer that episode again?
Yeah, I got to take notes on it. So because like I have so many people watching it now who don't watch Doctor Who, and they just want to see a recap.
Yeah.
So I've really got to be accurate this week. It's a real pain in the ass.
It is.
And then I've still got half of The Witcher to finish and Lost in Space. Then Picard's coming this week. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff to prepare for.
Right, Blue Bonnet, do you want to go ahead, let everybody know what you have upcoming on your channel?
A Doctor Who review of this crap show, and And I'm actually in the middle of watching Dracula. So I'll have a review on that. And we do Saturday live stream, and I don't really know what we're going to be doing this Saturday, but we're just we're making plans for that. And that's pretty much it for this week. I have to work. So
and if anybody is curious right now, I'm working on a channel. So
right.
I will have some content soon, and I will have a channel up. But if anyone's curious, I do stream with Bluebonnet Hoovian. We do a live stream together most of the time. So you can catch me on her stream if you're interested.
Nice one. And we look forward to having you on when you have your channel, and we'll try to get you as many subs as we can.
That would be great.
Yeah, because I actually I'm loving bringing you on because I love your opinions, because I'm very militant. We need someone sane on the panel. I think you're the sane one, to be honest. You bring us all back down. When I go on a rant, you reel us all in. So it's nice.
Much appreciated. Thank you,
Nick. Listen, guys, thanks very much for coming on. It's a pleasure. I'll be back on Monday, of course, guys, as usual. I don't stop now. Then I'm back Wednesday, and then we'll obviously have the panel Sunday if we haven't actually drank ourselves to death through out the window or whatever you do. I don't know, but at the end of the day, all I will say is for Chris Chibnall's era right now, it's a big fat 0. Actually, I'll give it a -10. He needs to go back and educate himself on Doctor Who history. I think Jodie Whittaker, it doesn't matter what she does now, she's out of her depth. And she's never going to succeed in this role, and that's sad to say. And thank you guys, everybody, for the super chats. We're all going to leave at the same time this time because we're just going to end. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I really appreciate it, and all you guys in the comments for leaving comments. And thank you to all my moderators as well. Talk to you on Monday.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Sorry for depressing you guys.
No problem.
See you later. And as I said, thank you for all the super chats. Appreciate it. Good night, Chris. Good night to all my other moderators, Chuck, and everybody in the chat. And thank you to all my guests again. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time coming on, and especially watching this show because I know how bad it is. Good night. Enjoy the week. I will talk to you tomorrow night. Bye.